Alrighty then. Welcome, everyone. Chapter 4. That going. So many windows here, guys. How are you doing? Everyone, are they freezing to death? As we had some really cold temperatures in this neck of the woods. And warm temperatures, so we had rain, and then suddenly within an hour it dropped way below freezing, so all that rain turned to ice and sleet. Black ice everywhere. Horrible. So, for those people that are tuning in right now, this is a D&D session, a role-playing game using 5th edition D&D rules and Fantasy Grounds, and holy crap, I haven't tweeted it. There is a click to tweet, but I don't even know if that is set up. I'm just going to say, I got nothing prepared. We started. There you go. Just tell people. I'll get to that in a second, maybe. Alrighty. So anyways, we are about to continue with Chapter 4 of this campaign, Cloak of the Stars. It's a sci-fi fantasy, more of a space opera. Yet, so far, there's been nothing sci-fi at all about this, except for a few hints that have been in the game at this point. And so far seems to go to.
I found a futuristic cock ring. That's sci-fi. That is super sci-fi. Can't get more sci-fi than that.
And on that note, let me introduce you to the amazing crew that we have here. I am going to start with Siren. We're going to go totally backwards here. Siren Sirius, tell us a little bit about yourself and the character that you are playing.
My name is Siren. I like long walks on the beach, dolphins. I
Love the
prefer
dolphin
dogs
song.
over cats. Tentacles are great. I think everyone in here knows me. I'm variety streamer, mostly of the JRPG variety. And my character is Lily, or Lily Safona, and she is half elf, half human. She is forever on a mission not to sleep with her father because she doesn't know who he is, just that he's a lumberjack, so she steers clear of those. Not a fan of the humans necessarily, not a fan of the elves. I'm just kind of a loner, except for these people in the group right here. These are probably the only people I don't wish death upon. No, I'm apathetic, I think, towards other people. I'm very curious. I'm always getting into trouble. But somehow I rolled the right shit, so I'm good at investigating shit.
And then we shall move to Bit Rabbit.
Hi, I'm Bit Rabbit. I like video games. But my character Wind is a Tabaxi monk who has apparently started falling in the role of Siren and has become a sneaky monk and is starting to think that most of the people in the world just kind of suck.
He's untouchable.
Also, no one can touch me. It's quite amazing. Yeah, so that's about
Cue up MC Hammer. Alrighty. And also a quick little thing. Tabaxi is a race from Forgotten Realms, jungle continent, which are in my world to start, but they are not really native to this continent. And he's been everything from his father was where he learned his skills from. His skill set and his lineage is not common to this continent. His father's a hermit, and that's how most of the other people knew them, was his father. And then they met him through. But the Tabaxi race is not that common. From hobbits thinking that his father was a wizard's familiar that was granted full body when he died, to the more common one by the elves of this area thinking he might be a were-tiger that just sticks in his tiger form. That's the most common ideas they have. And then we cut Sheila Bobby, which, for the record, I think this is, televised Sheila Bobby. There is a face to that name. Dun, dun,
I have
dun.
a face. That's not just a chin.
Exactly.
And that's all you need to know about me, is I have a face. Good. um, so let's just talk about my character. She is a ranger elf who has lived most of her life in the woods doing ranger things, and she has a pet trash panda or raccoon, depending on what you want to call. And his name is Pie, and he's obsessed with cookies and shiny things. That's all.
Okay. And then we also have Bosco, who's played by Butta, but due to real-world issues and internet issues, he's unable to make it, and as someone had mentioned in our chat before, he is now the next person in musical D&D chairs. His character is a halfling ranger. Again, the village that was close to the forest where Wynn's father was a hermit to is the same forest that Sheila Bobby's character, Kavina, was an elf in, and same with Lily as well. And he would head into the woods because he's a brewmaster, and he actually works with brews. He has a tea that he makes himself as well to help him get to sleep at night, which has proved helpful in past encounters. And he is quite a connoisseur of exotic herbs or herbology that I just made.
Not a connoisseur of my mushrooms.
No, because he knows what they are. That's why he, I think, was the only person that suggested not putting it into that soup. So that being said, a lot has happened.
That was the best fight of my life.
Let's be realistic. Siren has been coming to my house, adding food to my food my whole life. So.
He's used to it by now. That being said, the last 3 episodes are highlighted and also on my YouTube channel as well. So if you wanted to check those out to get more of a catch-up, a lot's starting to go on. And I mean, if you take a listen to it, apparently they're running around with a cock ring. Not really the way the game was designed to go, but no. As I was saying, the last incident, they had left the beautiful... Let me get that map back up. The human village of Woodridge is in flames as they leave an investigative routine. The fire isn't as bad as it sounds. A couple of log piles are set on fire by some pyro, and Wind, who was wanted to cause a distracted, literally ran around going, "Look at me, look at me, look at me," to distract everyone, to allow both Kavina and...
I was also naked.
You had a loincloth on. I do believe we had determined that you had a loincloth.
Mostly naked.
It's not like you're human and, well, I guess, anyways.
And for those people with cameras right now, my roommates just walked back in, so don't get scared if you see a person move in that doorway, okay? And just that was for you, Sheila. All right, that was.
It could also be a cat. Okay.
It could be a cat.
It's a possibility that a cat could just be creeping
so,
over there.
Effectively though, you got some intel from the village and headed back to the elves area. Did you? I think you just looked at the map. You didn't take the map of the cave, did you, Lily? Because you have the ability to, since you've seen that map, you've now got it's in your head. It's that Outlander bullshit where you basically, you've seen the map, you got it in your head. I think you took the other items, though.
All the items, especially the cock ring.
Pardon?
Did we write them down in my thing?
I
don't remember if we... I'm trying to look. I have so much shit. How do I have... I have a lot of shit in my inventory, guys. I'm a hoarder. My name is Lily, and I'm a hoarder.
But
I got the cock ring.
Yeah.
I took the book, and I took the thing I need to... what do you call it? Cipher.
Yeah. That was the book that you picked up. The
And
cookbook for
did I take
preserves.
anything else?
What you can tell is, yes...
I took 2 pairs of handcuffs, the real ones and the not real ones.
The doe skinned with rabbit lining on the inside.
I also know some new positions.
Yes, if you ever had to address yourself as a sub to an orc, you now know the whole ritual for that.
Yep.
But in true fact, the orc is not really a dom. It's a dom with an extra ME. Usually it's the female that is dom in the orcish
So
scene.
you're saying I need to find a female orc to get on with?
Well, that went one way, didn't it? All right.
Why did you expect that to go? You tell me the females of the Dom, I'm a submissive. Clearly, I'm with another female. Like, how is that a logical thought process for anyone else in the world? Liz, I nominate you for that role.
Chad! Hey, how are you doing, Chad? Alrighty. So, yes. The ring that was big enough to go on a thumb, but even bigger, that, of course, was assumed to be a cock ring. Actually, the ring is the right size to be one of the rings on the rod you have. Effectively, what it looked, if you remember, the rod that you found had 3 rings on it that you had to turn like a combination lock to activate it. What it looks like, you've got one of the rings from another rod, but the condition of it tells you that the rod is probably being blown apart, or basically it's scuffed damage and there's scorch marks on one of the symbols. So it looks like it could have been part of another rod that did not. So yes, the ring is the same size as one of the 3 rings on the rod that you have. You also came through and realized that the El Gino mare, that the mayor with his Jerry curl, slicked back Grecian formula hair, and his many gold chains, and Italian stallion kind of look, maybe more than he seems to be, for the town, as the book you found was coded cipher and intel reports that were being sent back to the king. He could still be a Gino. But I'm just saying, he seems to be smarter than he was. The book you have is a book about preserves, and apparently that is basically it refers to certain words on certain pages in that book. And with that book, you can actually decipher his fully. We had made it back to village effectively when we ended our game. No one followed; they were too busy putting out fires and that. The elves themselves, if you check your inventory, I have slid in a healing potion for each one of your characters. So you do all have one normal healing potion, not something that's been sitting in your father's back closet for a decade or so. Experimental right there.
It was very experimental.
So the elves themselves are here for any information. You've got your one elf that is familiar with the sorcery and magical arts, which was the one that was identifying the chest that you guys had earlier. You guys have had some downtime to reflect and gain a level. Bling! So effectively, this is the next day. You guys are up. There's a bunch of things on your list. The sorcerer would have taken a look at the ring if you wanted to and come up with the best conclusion she could of what was going on. Our elven ranger friend herself is kind of cooling off, apparently, when she got back from the human village, because she couldn't kill or castrate any of the humans. She went out and brought back a deer that had a 16 point, that's a huge rack on it, and that she took down herself, and fully, got it ready, cooked everything. All her aggression. There's definitely something in her and humans. Have not picked that up yet from her. You think there could be an animosity from her?
You don't say.
Seems to Bosco himself has been chatting with all these elves. Apparently he's been updating his teas. He gets teas from this. He got teas from this tribe via the other tribe that was closer to home. For those that are just coming into this, these guys have actually been teleported to a different forest on the other side of the mountains. Help out elves that were doing trade with elves in the other village, in the other forest. And also, Bosco has been grabbing some new recipes and bits as well. He may be staying behind in the village to finalize and get some together while you guys go off to do other things now. But the ranger, she will be with you guys as well, because I love my roommate. He's the best.
Oh.
Mint chip ice cream.
No, it's not.
Not pistachio?
No.
Sounds
Oh.
delicious. May I have some too?
It's a salad.
I would also like a salad.
At first, I thought it was ice cream.
That's to go with.
Well, I might be eating a little bit on the side here. I basically got some.
You can't eat. What kind of DM are you?
I got wedge chips and fried chicken and wedge chips and a broccoli salad.
What's that ice cream?
I thought it was ice cream. I thought, he's got a bowl of ice cream. It's a broccoli. I do like the salad. It's all good. So there we go. Ren set. Okay, Liz is.
And then you get this is your dessert, popcorn. Somebody called Stacy.
Stacy, I've got a Coke named Stacy. This is live, brought to you. See, if you want, Ren set is available for rental. Okay, this is freaking awesome. Thank you. Pay for transit, that's it, yes. All right, so thank you very much to the best roommate in the world. I'm going to knock it all over.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to. Wait, we could stick that there because it's in a bag.
So you must have been talking about loincloth.
What? Loincloth? Oh, yeah. Actually, Silence kept her clothes on. It's actually... It's actually Rabbit's character that's running around almost naked.
Oh, I
I'm
can
a
believe that about
gentle
Rabbit.
lady. Unless you're an orc female dom, then I am submissive.
Liz is willing to rent you. Just a heads up.
Services are negotiable.
And with that, we return back. Thank you. Words are backwards. Stacy. Oh, wait, no, this is not mirrored.
It is backwards.
So, being said. What was that?
Nothing, you're fine. Proceed.
So, all this food, I can smell it. Come on, birds being said, yes. So, she's willing to be an escort for you. If you guys decide...
Like an escort?
No, but she's willing to escort you through the woods. You wanted to investigate. Apparently, there is a cave that you do know about, which was on his notes. The cipher, Lily, I need you now to make a dice roll. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to need you to do...
I'm curious why we haven't discussed going back and kidnapping this guy.
Well, this is the next morning. You guys went home. You had a really tough time. You were running around naked, setting things on fire. You needed to get some dinner in you and a good night's sleep before you did anything else. I'm just going to put that out there, right? So, I'm going to need from you... investigate. You do have a good bonus naturally to that. So, investigate skill is going to be needed to be rolled. Lily.
Or not. Let's just move the window instead. Hold on.
You can click on the little die icon by the skill as well, and that should...
I was trying to, but instead I moved the window.
I've got my caffeine fix. What about you guys?
I do.
Got my pop and my coffee.
No. They have a powdered mix of energy.
9. You had a hard time trying to figure out the code. Do you want anyone else to try and take a look at the code?
If anyone else has got some good investigation skills and has some better luck rolling, so I used up all my good rolls last time on this investigation.
I thought she actually figured it out last time.
No, there was a couple things in there that I could. There's a couple of missing words.
She knows how the cipher works. She's just trying to figure out what this is now. Got all the bits and pieces.
I mean, I'll look. I'm not the greatest.
I mean, what's the hurt in us all trying?
Probably tired. She was probably tired last night. And...
No.
Well, apparently you're tired too. All that running.
But the
Wait,
good
what
news
happened
is
last night?
you've actually got a good recipe from this preserves book on rhubarb and strawberry jam.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Get on that. Fuck saving the world.
Can I make it? Sorry.
Well, yeah, you can do it too. Yes. That's too many dice to roll.
700.
It's great.
700. You
Is
failed.
that his rhubarb?
Target number was 701. We're so close. So yeah, investigate is the skill we are looking at using.
Oh, so y'all are bringing me this thing, and I'm like, okay, I'll look at it. All right, how do I do an investigation again?
Oh, just go to your skills, and then there's a small little dice icon.
Draw it, put it over here.
Guys, you're gonna have to.
No, negative.
We're too concerned about this jam.
Yeah, that's it.
Jam.
You're about to look at this, and then Win just does that little under his breath. Ooh, look at this jam! Boom, and you lost it from that point on. You went, oh
I
my
want jam.
god!
I
You
really
want the
because
jam?
jam
There's
could
actually
dip the
there.
plain cookies in it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It's our snack.
I'm gonna be such the rude engineer. All right. So you guys, there is a code. There's bits and pieces, but there seems to be like you've got the bits to the puzzle, but then like Shaka, when the walls came down, there's a reference to these words. And by the way, heads up to the Star Trek geeks for the Shaka when the walls came down.
Yeah.
The Universal
I was
Translator
like,
couldn't work
that's
because there was a reference to it.
Across the ocean.
Across. So effectively, you found the words. There is a whole thing of defense, and even the book that's being used. It's a book of preserves, or to preserve or protect. That's being used for this. You also pick up that this is part of the king's some sort of a. This guy is not just a roguey type that's just doing this reintel. He's actually got a code. It's going back to the king himself, or a court of the king, and it is something to do with preserving and protection, and hence the Book of Preserves is one of the big, huge, cheesy and nods to the order that this person is a part of. Some of the notes you got is he has been in contact with all three of the observers. They're working to get the title of Khan from the Khan in this area, or the sub-Khan type of thing. And he has picked up bits and pieces that each one of the three were given a rod, but not the code. So he interpreted the fact that the one that's going to come out on top is the one that kills the other two and gets the code off of them. He has also made a note that the symbol, there's a quick little drawing, the symbol on the bottom is the symbol for that particular rod's ring. Now, which ring it is, you lose the notes there. And at that point, you guys could just pause, kind of look at the rod. Oh shit, there's a symbol on the bottom of the rod. So that symbol that you have on your rod represents one of the three rings. He's got a ring with a symbol that's marked on it that was apparently off of a rod that no longer exists because it looks like it blew up or broke or whatever. But so you've got two symbols where they go on the rings. You've got the bottom of the rod you have that has a symbol on it, and it is in Draconic, and its symbol is thunder. The one on the ring that you guys have, it is a symbol of earth.
So basically, this rod summons Captain Planet.
What?
I said, so basically, this rod summons Captain Planet. We got a bunch of rings. They all have a power of some. I'm just saying, like, if you're from my age range, the younger people might not know what's up.
And then you get those older people that go, "Oh my god, what type of kids would watch this?"
Kids whose parents
Captain
sold
Planet?
Tupperware.
Man, I was Transformers and original
Good
G.I.
vacation
Joe
down to
before they
zero,
fought
man.
environmentalists.
That's what's going to
His
happen.
ass right the fuck now. We need some Captain Planet so bad, or we're gonna be like Ready Player One level with this world.
Well, you know what? I can't wait to see Ready Player One. Oh my god,
I'm
that
reading the audio. Well, I'm not reading. I'm doing the audiobook now. The one that's read by Will Wheaton.
is going to be nothing but eye candy and watching the movie again and again and again just to notice in the far left corner, look who that was. That's so and so from that Mario game. You know, so, that's what it's going to be. Because you'll see it, and you'll see the 3 or 4 things like, oh, look, there's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Ah, look, there's Akira's bike. You get that from the trailer.
Bird's wet dream.
Exactly.
If you were from, like, well, like, I was born in the 80s, but, like, by the time I, was old enough to be into that shit, that stuff was still relevant.
Yeah. Oh, I was born a little earlier. But yeah, like I said, my favorite were Transformer cartoons and G.I. Joe before they started
That
fighting the
change color
environment
if you
instead of
rub them
Cobra.
'cause of the heat. Love those stickers.
The 80s were grand, weren't they?
And then you had Mask. Mask. They were like vehicles that transformed into other vehicles. Because transforming items was the big toy craze at the time. Like you had a truck that changed into a helicopter. Or stuff like that. Anyways, getting back to this. You now possess the code. Two pieces of the code. Earth,
Well, now I know how we get into the future. We summon Captain Planet.
Thunder. Earth and Thunder. Thunder being the one that's on your rod. Earth being the one that's on the scorched ring from the previous rod.
Okay.
So
Glad I got the
can we
thunder
assume
rod.
from this that one of them is already dead?
Yes. But apparently, yes, you can assume that one of them is already dead. You can actually assume that two are dead. Wanted to.
We don't need to assume that one of them is dead because we killed them.
Okay, well, you never know in these D&D games. I mean, the goblin's going, look, I got a resurrection scroll. But I'm going to use a reincarnation scroll instead, just to be... That was such a D&D geek joke, wasn't it? That really was that. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle, Rez. G.I. Joe. All right.
I miss the days when cartoons tried to teach you a life lesson.
Oh, and then there's the real Ghostbusters. No? No?
The cartoon, or
The cartoon, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the cartoon. I was huge Ghostbusters now.
That's 80s. All right. So, that being said, the sorceress can tell you that tells you there's not that many elemental markings on the rings. There are other bits and pieces of the quasi and the quasi elemental plane as well on there as well.
Oh, I remember that cartoon now that you say Slimer. I get it now.
Slimer.
Remember that now, because he was like he just wanted
Yep.
to be Bruin's friend.
Yeah, exactly.
This was messy.
So, basically, they have the 4 elements. They've also got the quasi elements, and they've got the magical elements, which are all represented on there. The difference between them, the 4 elements are your simple air, wind, like wind, earth, fire, water. Then you've got the mystical elements, which include also acid, cold, lightning, thunder-based attacks. Quasis are blends of the two: sleet, sludge, and mud, and smog, and steam, stuff like that. Those icons are all on the rings as well. But so far, both thunder and earth. Earth could have been from the prime 4 or from the mystical 4. No, it's mystical 7 or 6, right? But because you've got a second one that now is thunder, the person is thinking that it's probably not the base 4 elements that make up the 3-part code. It might be just the mystical elements and the quasi and true elements. This is the sorceress talking, so if you get a little lost or confused, this is her explaining it as it is to you guys. If you follow, you follow. If you don't follow... Yeah, so that's what she's saying.
Wind just starts blinking.
Don't worry, guys. I got all of that. I did not sleep through any of that explanation.
She's quite proud of herself, too. She has a little bit of the high elf society in her, you think, because Lily, she's a little bit like your mom when she starts talking about stuff, because your mom was a high elf, and they love to talk to hear their voice kind of thing, to over-explain things sometimes, and lack the ability to properly explain it in the first place, so when they over-explain, they're still over-explaining something chaotic to you anyways, if that makes sense. If it does, then you're
They're like reading a tech manual.
Ding! Without the little Allen key. That's that little elbow that IKEA gives you in a project. Alrighty. So that's her explanation. So she believes that the last part of the combination would probably be either lightning, cold, acid, fire. You know what I mean? Like, is in that realm, I would believe.
Who's all for just trying some shit and seeing what happens?
The destruction of the thing there has some signs that the wrong combination could viciously cause the rod to blow apart, and she's not sure what type of blast radius. She wants to point out that the mystical metals have actually been warped by the sheer force of the blast.
She got what you're saying.
What was that?
She went super turbo mode there.
I know. It's like what? It's like she had like 5 minutes worth of stuff to say, and we got to see it in a second. What happened there?
I think the internet tried to keep up with her. Not English.
The internet's fuck this shit. All right, so what was that again, Siren? I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I just thought, what did I just see?
Caffeinated beverage. And apparently I poured a little on the round.
Oh. Meanwhile, some aliens in orbit are going,
I said, so apparently she's not a risk taker.
Wow, that's how many words were said in that. That was definitely an internet hiccup. We have to get a highlight of that just for that, so you can see what happened, Siren. All right, because we literally got, and it was almost like those jump cuts where you're here, and then you're over here. It's like the whole section was missing, and it's oh man. Oh, that was good. That was good. So yes, what you said. So if you guys have the option, you could, but she doesn't know what order the three are in. Like the ring that's blown off, she can't tell if that was the bottom, the middle, or the top ring. Yes, there's an indication of what symbol it is on the bottom of the rod, but as far as she can tell, she can't see how she can tell which this symbol is on these three rings. That makes sense.
What about ours? Well, there's one on ours as well, right?
Yes, yours is thunder.
So, right. But where is the position for ours? Because she said she can't tell for the other one because she doesn't have the other one because it blew up.
Yeah, she's got the broken ring. And she's assuming that symbol was what was on the bottom of theirs that they've marked on here.
Right. So we should know where ours is supposed to be based on the information she has.
No.
I'm confused.
All she knows is one of the rings, if the guy's notes are correct, from your amazing translation job you did earlier, that...
Jam. We want the jam.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just suddenly pictured your cat as you're talking. You know, Elder Scrolls, whenever you cook something, they got that little bowl and they're going... I just picture your cat is listening to her talking, just mixing up with the bowl.
Probably.
Alrighty.
So
Roll me a
basically, we don't
wisdom
know
check
enough
for
to do
me.
anything with this rod at this time.
So yeah, well you could, but you would advise against it.
We would probably blow up.
So we should either go to this cave or we should go kidnap that guy with the book.
Also, that means there's one hobgoblin out there probably with the third rod.
I'm sure there are plenty of hot goblins.
Yeah, but this is the hot goblin.
Oh my.
The hottest of the hot goblins.
Didn't we kill the hot goblin?
This is his twin hot brother.
Oh, I see.
The hotter one. You know, 'cause
Sabian,
one
because
is
I'm
hot
playing
and
that
the other,
game.
Even though they look the same.
Even though I changed Edgar's name to Fabio in Final Fantasy
Did
6.
you? He is fabulous.
So Edgar I changed to Fabio, and the thief I changed to Kevin.
I'm all about Zeitzer in that airship. But, you know.
Anyways, so that kept Sabian as the twin brother's name because we couldn't come up with anything kind of corny.
True.
And I was doing different voices for each.
You could call one of them, Butter. I can't believe it's not butter. Or
So,
Cloak, not
yeah,
butter.
so as we get back to this, yes, your options basically go to. No, I think Blackheart got it clipped. Oh, here we go. That little segment.
Oh, me freaking out? My internet?
I don't know if he's got that yet. Posted. I don't know if he can post it. I have to play with my bot again. Giggity. So, yeah, your options are effectively what Wynn just said. Basically, kidnap the guy, or,
Might get banned.
have a parlay with a guy, or go visit the cave. Technically, from where you are, the cave is closer than going all the way back to the village.
I'm not sure I said anything about a parlay.
Oh, this was the DM helping give new players a broader scope of what could be done compared to what you just said.
I think we should kidnap him.
I don't think he's gonna fucking parlay, dude. Unless we can convince him we're gonna work with him and play with him or something. I mean, like, I do know what he
Are
likes.
you volunteering to play with him?
I do know what he likes. Oh my god. So effectively, all you see is Siren walk up to him, drop to her knees, puts her hands on her, wrists
What
up.
Marker is this the language I need to learn?
From my understanding, she's the one who has to be the dom here.
Because, yeah.
I do. Well, I assume if you know the submissive part, you can, postulate some of the others based on that knowledge.
I will check that clip later, but it looks like the clip is in the chat if the other players can.
Honestly, I would say, he knows we took this rod. We know he took this cipher. I get the feeling we don't need to go to him. He's probably going to make his way to us. And I think we should go to that cave. Because honestly, I don't think even if he knows anything to help us out, if he knew enough, he'd have it all solved. He doesn't know anymore, and if he did, he's not going to tell us. We're better off.
And that thumbs up was to you, Blackheart, for the posting of Discords. So, okay, so that is what Lily is suggesting. Wind, what is your opinion?
I mean, I was hoping to kidnap someone today. I have jam, so I guess we can go to a cave.
I have jam. Actually, it has to set for a bit.
I'll have jam. So we might as well go to the cave while it sets.
If we're going to a cave, we need to make sure we're prepared for a cave. Like with lights. Not lights, but like fire.
All of us can see in the dark.
Torches?
But we can't see completely in the dark, right?
Yeah, you guys all have night vision, but if you are deprived from having any sort of,
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but out of this magic pack I keep carrying, I have torches in them.
Okay.
Dun dun
I
dun.
do as well.
You guys don't. There's dust on your torches because you all have night vision, and you see Bosco. He's down to his last torch, and there's a tear.
Guys, it's okay. Bolts and rays of fire. And lightning bolts. Like, don't worry, we got
So
this.
yeah, if you either can have safe fire on the end of a torch, or you can have Pyro Betty there firing off light every so often. You guys see yet? No, but my mustache is singed. Thanks.
If we run out of torches, I'm sure we can find an alternative.
Yeah. I did like the Jaime of allowing Bosco the bonus in night because the target was on fire thanks to Siren's shots. That was a good one. You can see the target because it's lit up, literally.
His ass has got smoldering, burning.
There we go. So you guys decide to go to the cave.
Yes, sir.
Is that your final say? By the
find a
way,
friend.
that was a good call, Kevina. Making sure people have torches or something like that, just in case. Also, because you guys have that rope. Come on, everybody. That rope, that 50 feet of rope. Come on.
Yes, I have my rope.
I'm sorry, rope? What's rope? I don't need no rope.
You got torches, man. Where's the justification of that?
I mean, I got rope too. I mean, my dad one day say, "Here's a backpack." I looked in the backpack and I said, "Torches and rope." Climb things, right?
Bosco's going to stay here in camp for a bit, so he's going to stay back on this one. But we will have the other ranger. She will go with you.
Crazy elf lady coming with us.
Crazy elf lady is coming with you.
And I didn't mean Siren.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Oh, is it
Facesuela is coming as well. Facesuela.
Somebody else.
I think he was referring to, Miss hates humans.
Facesuela.
Oh, I mean, I could have been crazy. I mean, I'm the one who decided to do a mosaic of Hot Goblin instead of, watching the camp.
That mosaic, by the way, is coming along quite well. Sorry.
It's looking fabulous.
Broken glass shards turned into beauty.
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
If we're not saving the world to save beauty, then what are we saving the world for?
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Deep. And this deep moment's being brought to you by
The one person
Stacy.
you didn't think could
Stacy.
get deep unless it was just a potty joke.
Wait.
I like to balance my image.
I would like to say, though,
my wisdom.
I'm not too sure about Stacy, but Stacy's mom.
It's got it going on.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Remember, the cheesy humor is free. Therapy to forget it will cost. Okay, so you guys the 4 of you are off. Go investigate the cave. Any kind of like we got torches mentioned. That was a good idea. Any other thoughts? You all have been given a healing potion amongst them. Those
How
are not.
familiar are we with this cave? Is this a never?
You've seen it on a map.
And the elfin people, do they know anything about this cave? Is this like?
They tell you
Has it got some
the
legend?
cave that you've mentioned. Well, that's a very good idea, Siren. Asking the people around the area what they know about it. They think it's a bear cave. They don't think there's any ruins or anything beyond that. They have an idea where this casket of souls that you're talking about is by legend and lore, and that's
Have
up
they noticed
north
any bear
in
tracks
ancient
around
ruins.
the cave?
This sounds like a bear cave. So they warn you there might be a bear in the cave.
There might be bears. It's hibernating, guys. We're just gonna be really quiet.
So nothing's going to be more annoyed than a bear that's just been woken up.
Dude, we took up a hot goblin army. We can handle a bear.
Now we cut to an hour later with the party sitting around with bandages, blood everywhere. Oh, we can handle a bear. Poke, poke, poke. It actually hit wind, okay?
Dude, okay. Cat versus bear, guys. This needs to be a
Cat versus bear. Sounds like some sort of bad cartoon. All right.
one of those epic battles.
Let me check one thing. Make sure that I have enough arrows, and I'm good.
Yep. No. At this point, you can freely restock back up to your numbers. Take off any ticks for arrows, because if there's one thing these wood elves have, freaking arrows.
Do I need to purchase them?
Nope. Not purchase. They're just going to give it to you right now. Arrows. And you just see Wind go, oh, thanks for the arrows. Oh, wait, no, but you do have a bow.
I do.
You have a bow?
Oh, yeah. I do everything you guys can do. Also,
You can be sneaky
You can.
ranger cat.
right.
That kicks a lot.
That's true.
While
Although
also
not
naked.
as a fox.
Naked. Yeah, he has got no armor on. That's the other thing. He's just butt naked.
Are
You
you still naked?
For the reason he's got thick white fur. He's a white furred cat. It is winter. It is snow. He's actually getting a bonus to his stealth
He's a
because of his
werecat,
build.
I'm a werecat.
according to
Werecat.
the village.
All right.
But now everyone
That
thinks
part,
that I
there's
have
no
to sleep with
nudist
them.
in this. There might be some nudists.
Now the humans have an odd conception of how where beasts might be made, thanks to you.
That was intentional. I thought it would save me, but it didn't. It didn't help.
One of them volunteered as tribute.
George.
Did it? Poor
Yeah.
George.
Was it George?
Good old George.
Is it George? I believe it was
It's George, yeah.
Yeah, George. Yeah, George is our guy.
George should come to the elf village. Seriously, he'd be much better off.
Dude, why is George not in our party? Why'd we leave his ass?
Why did we leave George behind? We have to go back and get George, guys.
Can George
So
get
when we
friends?
kidnap the one guy, we got to bring George. And this is how NPCs join groups when the DM is not even ready for. Oh yeah, George. Stats,
George.
stats. All right, he looks after horses because that's all his skills are right now. All right, so yeah, it's a bear cave. As far as they know, there's nothing there. There's no ancient ruins. Lily, the way the note was written, it seemed to hint that this person, like the note was probably going to the hobgoblin, because remember when you read it, it looked like it was being sent to the hobgoblin. He says, "Oh yeah, there's a good chance there might be some sort of thing inside that cave."
So there might be a hobgoblin in this cave. Well, no, because he didn't get the letter.
Didn't get so this cave was being set up for this hobgoblin to come visiting.
Oh,
It seems like there might be something else in this cave
there might be.
who's also coming to the cave, like
Might be.
the gigolo.
And then you're like, "Oh boy, 2 birds, 1 stone." If that's the case, and we'll be back in time for jam.
Weird. Guys, let's go prepared and be sneaky about it. And I'm all for it, dude. Like, we take risks in this group. We don't pussyfoot.
I might pussyfoot.
We hide in trees, but
And you guys get out of the tent. Your fur is amiss. Your hair is blown around your face as strong winds are hitting the village. And a sleety, wet, sticky type of snow, as it's not cold enough to support the snow, is now plastering to your bodies.
I would like to just put my hood up.
No.
Don't we have like some type of like bear skin something?
Yes, I think it was a
Not
trophy.
naked one.
Yeah, I think it was purposely for you to lay upon naked in front of a fire. That was what the picture
Oh,
for the action
well,
figure.
Can I use it for warmth instead?
Yes, you can. You can throw the bear skin around you. Yes,
I am completely.
but you've got strong winds and wet snow is the environment you're walking into. Visibility is about 40 feet before it starts to become white. You have an
Does this
option.
mean I get
Continue to the
double
cave.
advantage?
Pardon?
Does this mean I get double advantage?
Actually, technically, people would get advantage in this thing.
Right, but now that there's more, do I get even more?
Double advantage only really happens to a select lucky few, which are called bards.
So is double advantage even a thing?
If you click on the star, you see it changes to 2 stars, which is double advantage. Bards have certain skills that they are really good in.
I'm actually rogues can do that, and I can do that.
Rogue can do it? Yeah, rogues, I think. But yeah.
I want to be double good at something.
Can I have 5 minutes?
No more food that requires a fork.
Oh, good
So that's
timing,
what
because
I
I
want.
need to go get food.
Food, your burger that you're going to eat in front of us. Because you're not going to turn your camera off. Do not turn your camera off. You have to tilt the camera up. Because you will ruin the way the cameras work. Or you're going to have to be rude and eat. There we go.
The ceiling, it's so pretty.
Ceiling.
Thank you.
I'm fond of those lights.
I have to put the fork
So-
somewhere that I'm not going to absent-mindedly pick it up and start eating with it again. Because he does.
I still don't understand why there's vents in the ceiling, people. Is
'Cause
that
it's
a
a
normal
basement?
thing?
Yeah, what you
Like,
talking
Where
about?
the air comes from. Well,
Our
here
vents are on
in
the floor.
the cold world,
Yeah,
we need defense coming at all angles.
to help
Keep
preserve
warm.
our livelihood.
No, I think most places I've lived, newer places, I think they put them in the walls and the ceilings. Like, we don't have any floor vents in our apartment.
If it's an apartment building, too, that's the other thing. If it's a house, it's usually just in the floor. But if you think about it, one floor's ceiling is another floor's floor.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been a dumb moment brought to you. Okay, so. Something else I was going to do. Oh, yes, I know what I can do.
I mean, if you have a vent on a floor, what if you put a piece of furniture over it? Do you just freeze?
Basically. I mean, I'm freezing right now. It's because my chair is covering my vent. Does that make sense that they'd be in the ceiling?
I bet if you sat on that chair, it'd be warm now.
This is true. One day I will. One day you guys are going to see
There we go.
more of this wall.
The viewers no longer have to stare at the ceiling for wind.
You can put his picture up.
Yep.
Look at that! Look how nice he looks, guys. That's his burger face.
That's his burger face. Okay. So, your visibility is reduced. The weather is crappy out. You can wait to see if it gets better later on today.
How
If
far is this cave?
somebody has nature,
Oh,
or
I like
even if you
nature.
you can roll to try and guess what the weather's going to be like. That's a nature roll, and it's in a
Okay.
forest.
Is
So
it
guess
as
what that means?
Is it as useful as a real weatherman?
Oh yeah, actually more useful because it's a role-playing game.
Might be. I get advantage because it's the forest, and I am proficient in it. So that's super exciting.
So basically, you click on the the advantage button. Click on that, and just then make your nature roll. Holy crap! That makes
I know
I have to
so
roll another
much.
weather thingy. Ugh. It's only going to get worse. There are darker clouds coming, and it looks like it's going to be a really heavy, and the temperature may drop, changing the sleet to even worse.
I think we're in a hurry to get to this cave. 'cause
So
we've
I'm
already
about to
been
say, it's
there
not
last
the weather's
hour.
not going to get better if you wait. It's going to get worse if you wait.
We gotta get to this cave.
I agree.
You got it. And Fesuela, she knows whereabouts the cave is. So, like I said, it's a bear's. As far as she knows, there is a big,
We should probably pack enough in case we have to camp at this cave. We might be stuck there.
You got it. I think by default, you guys still have like 3 or 4 rations in your backpack. Probably
I have
totally
like
forgot.
10 days worth of them.
Exactly. They've just been sitting in the bottom. Can we use some of these guys? I mean, we've come to another village. They've given us food. But no, man. Screw you. I got some rations. I'm just going to eat them before they go harder. Okay. So, effectively, you let Kavina, you let them know you're noticing of your what you think about the weather.
Mm-hmm.
The other option
We're
is you
gonna go
guys
now,
don't do
Bella.
anything and stay in for this day, and we have a day pass. It's up to you. How much of a clock do you feel like you're on?
How much of a clock do we
I think
have
we're on a
on?
clock.
So
I'm
then we
assuming
should
he's sending
go-
this letter pretty darn soon, and we want to beat them there.
Okay.
We can ambush them if they come in, and we wait for them.
Alrighty.
But there might
I
be
agree.
a bear.
And
Other things.
Kavina, if you wish, you can do a survivor roll to help guide the crew to the location.
Do I get advantage because it's forced?
Bingo. Yes, you're learning. Yep. You got it. The weather is utterly crap, but Kavina is able to find you guys nice, thick, heavy trees that give you guys cover as you're walking through it, as well as a few gullies where the wind is blown over, giving you a bit better terrain to walk on, meaning you guys aren't hampered at all as you're following her through the woods. She does a really good job. There has been complaints, though, from your backpack. It's been pulled down really tight, and all you can hear is bitching. And then you hear a rustling, and you feel the paw is actually pushing to the bottom of the backpack, searching. Slightly panicked.
Is that a cookie?
Are we out of cookies?
Hold up. Let me see what I got. Do I
And
have
you hear it crunching inside the bag.
Okay. We found a cookie. I
But
went to buy
it
some
took
more cookies. We got
He, at this point, he's trying to search through the bag to find those forgotten cookies in the corners and stuff like that. Yeah.
Whoopsies. Get more soon.
Alrighty, but yeah, you're able to get them to the area, and I'm going to bring up a map.
I kind of want a cookie now.
Every time we're doing this role play, I keep forgetting I want to have some cookies on hand. I can actually physically have a little hand come up. Cookie.
I
Yeah.
cookies.
Alright,
I'm gonna get a cookie.
you go do that. Yes, it is a wonderful thing to be the cookie queen.
Do not show this to Pie.
Not sure that to pie.
My cookie. It's an Oreo.
Now, I will let you know, even though the weather is crap, this type of terrain, if you wanted to send Pie ahead to spy, would be perfect for the guy. Even though he would bitch and complain about the conditions, he would get bonuses to his sneaking around and spying on stuff as well, if you wanted to. And change our desktop here. Bing. As the viewers at home can kind of. This is an overall layout. You guys will become. Oh, guess what I found out, guys? Middle mouse button. If you've got a wheel, if you click your middle mouse button, it allows you to move the map. You know what you'd expect to do with a right mouse button click to move the map around or whatever? The middle mouse button can allow you to do that. Let me know when you've got the image loaded up for you.
I see it.
Rabbit?
I recognize this map.
Pardon?
I recognize this map.
By any chance, do you have this map too?
I do have this map too.
Yeah. Well, most of mine I got off of Fantasy Grounds. They had a whole bunch of map packs. Actually, no, a lot of them I think I bought off of Roll20. Yeah, even though they're not exclusive to Roll20, I think they've got a better list of stuff for sale, or a better way to organize it all. You can literally type into the database, of course. But yeah, just finding it that way. But
So
you guys will be coming in from the lower right-hand corner. Effectively, is where you'd be approaching as you're coming in here. I'm not going to place you on here unless there's any type of conflict. I'll just get rid of my disclaimer now as well.
should we send the familiar and Trash Panda to go look
I think we
and
should
also be stealthy?
just send the familiar at first, just in case it's too dangerous for Trash Panda.
Okay. And we should also be stealthy.
I love that, because you have... Oh, my familiar died. It's going to cost me 50 gold and a bit of time. You got an emotional attachment. I mean...
I will be emotionally destroyed.
And even still, the same spirit animal will come back into her familiar. It's like, whoa, that was like reboot. I mean, like, that was... It's almost like... Her familiar is an MMO character. Your familiar is a PC console, There's no coming back from that.
So we should be stealthy, I think, just in case.
All right, with advantage, you can make your rolls.
We're all have advantage? Okay.
Because of the weather.
Yes.
I hate to say this, you guys are so good. I need one more. Yeah, you guys are so good that with a good gust of wind and some sleet and snow blowing between you, you will lose track of each other.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like...
To hold on to so we don't get loose. I got a 50-foot rope.
Now, I will say you can do quick gestures to let your other party members know how you are, but you guys are doing quite well. Part of it is the weather conditions. You just have to go 10 feet away from each other to get a bonus to hide because the sleet is coming down pretty bad. So which one of your little Pokemon familiars are you going to send out? The flying one? Or
Ferret.
the ferret? You see the little thing hop out. You see its tail sticking out of the snow that it has to crawl itself out of. And then it's doing little hops to travel because the snow is too deep. He kind of pauses for a bit, pops his head up from his snowdrift, still looks at you. Still go. All right. And he's gone. After about 40, 50 feet, you can't see him anymore. The weather's gotten that bad.
A little coat.
By the way, you can do another nature check. I have a guess on that. The winds themselves are now picking up quite strong, and some of the trees are starting to creak and bend in the one direction, up, with the winds and that.
You want me to do it, or do you want Sheila?
Sheila,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sheila's got the better nature, I think.
And still advantage, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
4. No.
Oh, yep. Okay. Visibility. It's going to get worse. Literally, you're hitting the big part of the storm is hitting you guys close to now. You're probably going to lose more visibility. The winds are probably going to cause a bit of an issue to communicate to each other if need be. They are going to be awesome for hiding any noises you make. This is
Is there a
beautiful
reason I
weather.
haven't made a perception check.
Pardon?
Just out of curiosity, is there a reason I haven't made a perception check?
I haven't asked for one.
I know.
Don't worry, there's nothing to fear within 40 feet of you, okay?
All right.
No.
I think I trust you.
Uh-huh. But no perception checks are done yet. Your passive is going, and well, no one's trying to beat your passive right now. That's a little stuff you don't know, but don't worry. You'll be doing perception when you see the shadows moving.
Shadows?
All right, the winds are getting to the point where they're howling. We are talking like blizzard type of thing. The sleet has gotten colder and it's stinging. It's stinging snow right now. And the type of clothing you guys have, it's getting stuck in all the crevasses. And your wool, your fur is kind of getting stuck with huge layers of snow. You feel like you're an extra 10 or 20 pounds of snow that's just sticky and wet on your body. And that wetness is sending chills through yourselves. Getting really nasty weather conditions.
Tell my ferret to get his ass in there and let us know if it's safe. Shit.
I am almost there.
Cold child.
Footprints. He's looking at him. Apparently he's found some footprints heading to the cave. Found footprints. He basically on the map. I'm just going to draw. He's gotten himself easily about this area here on the map, which is pretty close to the cave. And he says, with all the drift snow and all that, this person's easily been able to hide their steps, but the more recent ones closer to the cave. So the person seemed to be skilled at trying to hide their steps as they were moving. But getting closer to the cave, he's noticed some trails leading. There's at least one person he can tell that's in that cave. He's guessing. Really good guess. Mm-hmm.
Should we move? Where are we at? Should we move up closer to this cave?
Mm-hmm.
You want to start moving closer?
I want to head up to about where he's at now before he goes in. But not be near the front of the cave, so whatever's inside can't see us. Come up along the side.
As long as you keep at least 6 squares, which is 30 feet between you and the cave entrance, the blizzard of the snow will do the rest to hide you. So that's how close you can get to that cave.
Side of the cave, and there's like a bush and a rock right out there. I'm gonna hide my little ass up in there.
Oh, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag your guys bang onto the map. I am going. Pi is there, but I'm going to actually take Pi off because he's in your backpack. And that is the group of you. I haven't locked down the tokens yet.
Bosco's not here.
Oh, yes. Two for now. So you guys have control. If you want to try and figure out where you want to be, I'll get rid of that, and we can zoom in a bit. Try to make sure your guys line up with the squares, because apparently I thought I did have it locked on, but yeah, you guys can place yourselves.
I took a sweeping movement, so I was not directly.
Yep, you're basically doing a wide arc around.
Yep.
No problem. Can I have everyone do a Constitution saving throw for me, please? To do that, for the new people, on your main character sheet, the stats on the right-hand side are your saving throws. You click on the die there, you got it. You're okay? You roll a 1 for your save there?
No, that's a Constitution roll, not a save.
It said save in brackets.
I know.
All right. Okay.
I have a question about, is this a tree like the trunk is, like where
Your character is?
Where Lily is.
Where
Is
Lily?
that a tree like where I can hide behind the trunk of it?
Yes, you can actually move it.
I
I'll
was
let you
gonna
know.
move it. I just wanted to ask that before I move.
If you're in this area, the trunk will be in front of your character in a way of speaking.
Yeah, that's
about closest to the dead center. Basically, you want to keep the trunk between you and the cave, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All this running around naked has gotten to me.
I was about to say wind. Your wind effectively the chill has gotten into your bones. You're kind of starting to feel it a little bit. Lily, you two are not feeling too good. The wetness, for you, with the fur and all that stuff, you've got a mixture of the wet that's suddenly frozen in between the layers that you've got on, and you're not feeling as good. You both kind of feel a little worse for wear right now. Currently, there's no penalties, but if another fail happens, you might start to get exhaustion levels, which effectively affect the way you act and all that stuff. And also, chance of actually catching a fucking cold. Running around naked in the snow, which is actually a myth because most viruses can exist in the cold temperature.
It's when you're inside you get that.
Yep.
Shit.
Because your body is worn down from being in the cold.
Exactly. And this science moment is being brought to you by... Or let me know when you want your face being shown again, Win.
In a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting another burger.
So, your familiar is to stay close to the cave, but not enter it until you guys kind of get yourself up into this position. Suela is going to go to this tree and use that tree as cover between, and I'm just seeing where you placed yourself. And you hooked around, Wind? I gotcha. So you've hooked around. Move this down a little bit so people on there on the screen. So you guys have just moved. Oops. Yep.
Bless you.
Alrighty. There we go. Got most of them on camera for everyone. Okay, so that's it. You guys have surrounded, and the familiar is now looking for you. You have him go into the cave then? Everyone's there? Everyone's ready? May I ask how you guys are now readying yourself? Currently, you're soaking wet in the freaking snow. It is blowing. You've got some shelter. People hugging the trees. And Lily, you've got some shelter by the rock. But you also have a few swirling eddies close to the cave as well. Basically where the wind is starting to spin into little cyclones and that type of thing around there with wind. Basically, how are you guys readying yourselves? Like, you have no weapon. Currently, you have no weapons drawn. You still have your backpack on your back and all that kind of stuff.
My weapon is always very close to me. Just pull it off. Got
Are
it.
you readying the bow?
I'm gonna have it in hand, but not like
Yep.
drawn.
And wind?
I mean, I'm a monk.
All right. And Lily? Best answer ever.
I have an actual weapon out. I'm planning to cast some shit if I have to.
What type of shit are you planning on casting?
Poop. I'm planning on turning actual.
The poop spell.
I got all my spells ready. I'm ready to lop some fire at some shit.
Fire? Burn it. That's all right. Now, Fisuela will not fire unless she has to defend herself. If you guys start combat, she will follow. She's not going to instigate combat.
Well, that's good.
Unless
Even
it's a guy.
if there's a human?
That's a human.
Even if there's a human. Even if he looks at her cross.
By the way, that broccoli salad had cranberries and cashews. All right. So, your familiar goes in. Cautiously, it sneaks. It goes in. You lose connection with it.
Wait, what?
Gone. What do you do now?
Well, I'm glad we didn't send Pie in. Did I see anything as he was?
Yeah, you just saw. You still saw the tail end of the tail. But I'll let you know this.
Well, I mean, I could see through his eyes. What did he
No, you don't see through his eyes anymore.
Well, I mean, up until that moment.
Oh yeah, he's going through a cave. There's some nice little glowy stuff on the ground in front of him, and he stepped over it, and now you can't see anything.
So, like, something that dispels the magic?
There's probably.
I mean, I just would have pointed out that maybe she would have seen that before she crossed over the shiny writing.
Oh, it only started to glow at the last moment because it's not really
So there's a
seeing.
magic barrier in this place. And either our magic can't detect through it and I can't see through him, or it murdercated him.
Or it murdercated him. That's true. It could have been a disintegration trap that went off. Yo, look, there's a glow.
I think it's a
Gone.
magic barrier, and I think whatever happened is, does he know I lost? Like
You don't know. If you lost communication, would you have had it for the person to fall back? I think, I would say that would be a logical thing.
Well, I would assume he would know when he lost communication with me.
Yeah, it's a two-way thing. So if that's the case, a few seconds later, the ferret comes out. He's got a confused look. Oh, you reconnect. You see him kind of looking at you going, hey. You see him looking at you as you're looking at you, as you kind of look at you, and you get lost for a few. You're looking at you through you, looking through you, looking through, you know what I mean? You get that little inception thing going on. All right. But he pops back out again. Yeah, as soon as he loses contact with you, he's not dead. It says, okay, something's not right there. And he's now looking around, and the markings that you saw briefly aren't showing up.
So we need to get close enough for one of us to cast a detect magic spell.
Oh, remember, detect magic is cast on yourself, and then for a duration, when you look through your own eyes, you will see the glow of magic.
Yeah, and I might be able to figure out what it is and how to.
Yep, and even if it, unless the spell has a special spell on top of it, it will glow because it is by nature magical. But there are certain spells that can hide a magical aura as well.
Well, we know that there's magic there. We need to know what kind.
Save casting. Ferret walks in. Ferret walks out. You lose your magic. It thinks it's an anti-magic thing. It's just going to put it out there. Just between you and him. Because that's the only thing that's going on is the magical bond between us is being severed.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta see if we can disable it because I want to be able to use magic on whatever the fuck's in there.
You can do a dispel magic, or if you can find it, it's not drawn in chalk, so you can't just literally with those ones. You can literally erase parts of it, damage it, and break the thing. This one, more permanent, means it might be a rune stone or something is parked.
So if we can find this stone.
Yep.
He
could go
up to the door of the cave.
You're going up to the car? Okay. Make a perception roll with a bonus for smells. With advantage because of smell. Natural 20. Okay. There's definitely bear poop in there. Big honkin' bear poop smell coming from there. Very meaty, thing eats giant carcass type of thing, and you can also smell carcass bones and carcasses, and you notice
a magical barrier.
You notice what looks like the chewed down remains of a bear in the bear cave.
So either the
bear's dead
or something ate the bear.
Basically, whatever's living in the cave eats bears.
That's terrifying. I mean, we were not afraid of the bear, but now I'm afraid of what eats the bears.
That is a good fear to have.
How far in is that magic barrier? Can I get partially inside the cave and get some cover for myself? Okay.
So you can see how it curves around the front entrance, effectively.
Did my familiar see anything within that first area that might alert him?
No. Well, big bones. He could make a recliner out of the ribs in there for himself.
So here's the options. We can either disable that thing.
He doesn't think the bear made the magic, though. There's his helpful one.
I don't think so either.
But what ate the bear, though?
Thank you, Captain Obvious of the Ferret Clan. My thoughts are either we need to lure what's in there out so I can drop magic on it, or we need to take a risk with Men There's Wind. And we need to take a risk with my swords.
Wind, any comment?
I'm severely disadvantaged.
I have now entered the cave.
I noticed that. I'm almost going to freeze the freaking dice here to stop people from moving, but you're moving into the cave.
Stealthily.
I'm outside peeking in so I could see his ass. But
All right.
like,
Stealthy about
what
it, though.
happens to the cat?
Kavina, everyone's moving towards the cave. There's no group decision on this.
I'll stick behind Lily.
I will let you know that 30 feet, you're at disadvantage. Even though you can shoot a lot further due to the weather, you're at disadvantage beyond 30 feet with any type of missile weapon. That's not magical.
In this weather.
Yeah, just in this
Like
weather.
once I get in the cave, I should be fine.
Exactly. If the cave breaks that down for you, yes. But right now, like you could shoot to support these guys from your position, but you'd be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up behind.
You can move your piece right now. I haven't locked them down yet.
And I'm talking to Kavina because someone's already in there. We are ranged. I can magic. I don't know if my magic's gonna go through that barrier, but we can shoot in.
All right, Wind, you are sneaky. You can see the cave itself is a large, round cave with several small, naturally occurring passages. Looks like water or something has run. There's cracks, there's crevices. There's about like maybe 5 or 6 different entrances that are human-sized to this cave.
Do you know by being in there what the range on that rune is? Once I get further enough in, can I magic?
Did you want to do a detect magic? You only got 3 spells a day. We don't have enough time for. Well, you can't do. We said that you're unable to do rituals without the feat. So.
Well.
Now, taking effect of your zap power, your cantrips, you can do all day long. It's just your big spells. You've only got 3 a day to use.
Well, I'm not close enough to detect the magic yet.
30 feet. Yeah, you are.
Oh.
It's up to you whether or not you want to do that.
I'm gonna hold off for a second, see what wind season finds first.
So, anyways, the main cave itself is not a perfect square, but the widest the cave is about 80 feet. The deepest the cave is about 60 feet. And it's all zigzagging. There are some stalactites and stalagmites. And for all those people that get them confused, stalactites hold onto the ceiling real tight. Stalagmites push up from the ground with all their might. Ding. And columns are where the two connect. So there are columns, stalactites, and stalagmites inside here. There's also a new smell for you. I need you to do a nature roll, Wind.
No, I mean, that's not the greatest thing in the world. Can I do survival?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a distinct sulfury smell of bat guano in here as well.
Bats.
Ooh.
I guess I will inch into the cave very slowly.
No problem. In one of the giant alcoves of the cave, your natural perception picks up a huge chunk of fur that the large shape is at least 8 feet high, and you think it's lying on the ground sleeping. As you get closer, it looks like bear fur, but it's at least 8 foot high, lying on the ground, and you also see there are some chunks of bone that seem to protrude along the spinal column and down to where its head would be, which seems to have more skull-like components to the upper level.
It's a zombie bear.
You can do a nature roll again to try and identify it.
Suppose this time I have to do the nature roll rather than a survival.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nope.
It's a big bear.
Nope.
You can tell it's not a zombie. The bone on it looks like it's protruding from its body, and the bone on its face almost looks like it's extra chunks of armor. Like its bones come out with those spikes and stuff like that on its face. And its
Oh my god, it's
jaw
a fucking dragon bear.
and its jaw and the muscles connected to that jaw are massive. And so are its teeth. They're like dagger-sized. And with it being 8 feet sleeping, you estimate it is probably 8 foot shoulder when standing. It probably could stand up to 16 to 20 feet if it's standing on its hind legs.
That's terrifying.
Do you think you can lure it out here where I may be able to cast some magic on its ass?
Oh. With a roll of 1, it could be a spell-casting bear that put the anti-magic circle down.
Except I don't know
Wait,
anything about
bears can cast
anti-magic spells.
Oh, that's true. You don't know that yet, do you? No.
But for some reason, I think magic casting bear with protruding bones out of its face.
Holy shit, it's a werebear.
It's a werebear.
There you
It'll
go.
log just
You're here.
fine.
If he can cast magic, there's got to be a place where he can cast magic in there, or he can't cast magic with that barrier.
Also, there are 5 human-sized areas that someone could easily go down if they're able to sneak past this big thing.
Can the bear fit in this humanoid area?
No.
Good to know.
It could try to wiggle, but it would probably find it too much effort to go after you.
Tiger fit in this area.
Human, you guys could all fit in it. All medium-sized individuals could fit into these. Some of them are even smaller, but there's 5 that are at least big enough to support you guys going through.
Can I, from where, like, I know I'm kind of like hiding behind
Yep.
Lily, but I assume I've peered in. Can I tell if there is any tracks or something that leads me to believe which path someone would go down?
That is a survival
Survival?
for that.
I'm still in the forest?
Wind? No, you're going into caves now. This is caves and spelunking, and that is a category.
Well, I'm
Wind,
looking
you've had a
for-
few rounds on them, but do you want to communicate back what you know? Or, like, so far, you've seen this. They haven't seen... They know they've seen the bones, but they don't know what may have caused the bones. You've seen what probably causes the bones. Natural freaking 20. The individual actually went out of his way to hide his tracks entering this area. You found the traces of him covering up the tracks. And
But I don't know which one.
you know a general direct. Like, basically, you're seeing the tracks. You're moving. Everyone's sneaking. I take that into fact. No one stops sneaking at this point, especially with giant rib cages and stuff like that lying around a cave, right?
No.
As you're moving, you're like, and you see literally where this person's going. You know which one of the 5 corridors this person has gone down. You look up and you see the thing that I just described to Wind. You hear, oh, that's where the footprints are. Then you kind of hear that. You can do a nature check yourself.
I can run the nature check?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a dire bear.
It's a
Basically,
pretty big guy.
it's the apex of a bear that is mutated slightly, so it is even more powerful than its regular garden variety. It's tougher, thicker hide. You can see the bone protrusions on it. It can rip apart an entire adventuring group.
Can I silently signal that they went down this tunnel?
Who are you
that I
signaling
know
to?
which way to go? I'll signal to Wind and Lily.
You
since
saw
they're
Wind go into this cave, but with the shadows and both your amazing hiding jobs, you can't actually see each other.
Okay, well I'm just gonna point. I'm just gonna be like,
Sheila's told me what she knows, right? Because she's next to me.
Well,
I went
actually,
in.
Siren, you've just watched Sheila sneak in. She's following some tracks, and all of a sudden you see Sheila start, because you're following her. She's hiding well, but you know whereabouts she is. Then you see her doing the point thing. Now, guess what? You just saw the same thing that Wind has just seen. Giant bear. By the way, hey Mamba.
Nope.
I had a little disclaimer on earlier.
Nope. You said
But it's
this
on White
five
Snow
mile
White.
radius. I'm safe to cast spells.
Sorry, say
No,
again?
But I'm assuming my spell can't go outside that. So if I'm gonna shoot a flame at something, it's gonna stop it where that barrier starts.
Bing. Well, do you have Arcana as a skill? Do you not?
I do.
Make a roll.
Okay. Don't fuck me, die.
Now, this is a simple roll.
Well,
Those type of circles usually only stop to a certain level. Unfortunately, since you're a low-level caster, all your spells will probably be stopped by it. But if you are a higher-level caster, certain spells may be able to get past.
well, that's mean to do to me right now?
Oh, it's for future as a growing character. You're like, oh, if I actually had some powerful spells, I might be able to get past this.
Where's Sheila at? Sheila, will you put where your character is now?
Oh, she's on the inside. I don't
In
have
the
a cave map. She's just on the inside.
She's on the end. I'm
Oh.
going to kind of follow behind her a little bit, but I'm not leaving that area where I could still cast magic if needed. And I probably have my weapons out just in case. Like they're ready. Just in case.
By the way, Fesuela, she's now moved up to the edge of the cave. As Lily, you're aware of this, as she just quietly comes up to that spot to cover you as you're going in. Wind, you know that Kiev and Lily are pretty close to you, but they, like, literally, Kieva is about to step on your tail, unaware that you're hiding really close to her.
Can I just grab
So
the
I'm
character
aware
sheet
that
so I don't
she's
get
there,
Yep,
but she's not aware that I'm there.
correct.
You're so sneaky.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure out how to inform you that I'm right here.
You can
without,
wiggle the tail.
having you go, ah!
I think she should be more reserved than that. Her
What?
character.
Purr mildly.
Okay, you start hearing a soft cat purr, which I don't know about you. That would calm me down a bit.
Right?
Okay. Oh wait, tiger. No, oh, good tiger. All right. So that was probably your best bet. You
I
guys.
would be aware, like,
Yep.
I've been around them enough. I
Yeah.
would
So that
assume.
purr, that you probably would have had that done before, where he purrs or whatever. So yeah. So you now are aware of what all you guys are. Now through hand gesture and communication, you can do the. She seems to be pointing down one of the paths.
Follow Sheila.
Am I aware of the fact that the bear probably wouldn't be able to make it through any of those holes?
And this actually can be a survival roll for this one. Yeah. If you guys make it to that passage, he could try to shimmy and wiggle through there, but the nature of the beast, he wouldn't. He'd probably headbutt and ram at it a couple of times, and when he realized he couldn't fit, he'd just pout and walk
Would
away.
he get his head stuck doing that? Is this
He
him
could.
Winnie the Pooh
It wouldn't be guaranteed. It's not a Disney film.
I'm
Does
gonna
anyone
motion
have
them.
any honey?
It's not a Disney film.
I'm gonna motion them to move forward. So in the event that the bear does wake up, I'm right in front of him.
Oh, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, Black Mama, don't worry. Don't be sorry. It's not. I can't respond to everyone in chat like I normally can. That's all cool hangout. This is what it's about. Just watching and enjoying, making comments and laughing. Now the other guys, they've been responding to stuff in the chat as well. I'm more focused on the whole thing here, so I might miss your comments. That's my only concern. And I've just now let people know that all the sound effects and all that stuff have been turned off. So if you host
But I
me,
like spooping the mish.
oh no, not well. I don't. That's the last thing I want while I'm DMing. Okay, is being scared.
The last thing you want, but we quite enjoy it.
Why? Thank you. The truth is out. I see.
Stitch is here. Stitch is here. He's preoccupied. I brought cookies over earlier. He's pinned.
Okay.
He's here.
So now I'm going to need you guys to re-roll your stealth, and you don't have to do it in secret because you might know if you are not stealthy enough to get past the bear. If this is your plan, and else, by the way, for Felsuela, do you want her to stay at the entrance of the cave, or do you want her to follow with you guys? Because you're about to split up, where talking to her won't be an option anymore.
I want her to come with because just in case I can't use magic, I need someone to shoot off some range stuff for me to cover me a little.
Everyone else can agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the whole group will be moving as a stealth. So I need everyone to roll their stealth. I will let you know your target number to go past the bear is a 16.
Guys, I'm sorry if I fuck this up. Really?
The monk, guys. The monk.
The monk.
I would just like to say that I'd probably stepped.
You stepped in poo and then
That's
slid
stuffed
and then
in
landed on
something.
your butt and knocked like 18 things over.
And Siren and
it's
Lily
stuffed
didn't
in skin.
notice and smacked right into the back because Kavina suddenly stopped. And it's that whole somebody stopped and the other person didn't know about it. So it's like the conga line stopping there. Or actually it'd be the other way around. You know, Lily suddenly stopped going, oops. And then you just banged into each other there. But okay. At that point, I should still roll for her.
And I have a bonus with stealth, and I still fuck that shit up.
Two.
We better hope this bear is just really tired and just sleeping like crazy.
Fasuela doesn't seem to care right now.
Fasuela down there. Yeah, we are.
It's like, well.
Run away from the bear.
Okay, so at this point, you just to hear, you guys are aware that the bear's now stopped this nice little. You just hear that sound of no longer making a snore. It's now stopped.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little bear. Did it work?
Do you do that, Siren? Do you do a calm little lullaby?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's very quiet and soft.
On a 6. You suddenly see the thing. You get to make rerolls. Siren with the sing has just soothed the savage beast. There is a moment. You know, a 1 in 6 chance. 6, she got it. So, you know. So, guys, make that stealth roll. You've been given a second chance. Wind, you're all good.
Actually, okay.
You're all good. Wind, you're already at the
What are
the
you
entrance.
guys doing?
Do I get some advantage for that nice song?
No,
Look at me.
the song itself. Just leave me. You know what it was?
The decoy.
Yeah, you know what it was? She sings, and Kavina is in just utter shock. She has the nature. She has the survival. She is the beast path of the ranger, and she can't get over what she just saw. Even Pies popped his head up. So, everyone's sneaking. And, of course, there just happens to be that one dry bone that you step on, and it snaps.
Should I sing again, guys?
This time, it's a bit more of a violent waking up. It isn't a casual. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the first one, he wasn't in deep enough sleep. Now, it's like, the bear's lifting his head, and you just see those big nostrils of his start to flare. You see there's a whole ridge line of bone that go up the side.
How close are we to that tunnel?
Lily, you're in there. Wind, you're in there. Kavina,
No, I'm not in there. I'm standing in front of the bear while everyone walks past me.
I was just thinking Wind could be the decoy because he's the quick, stealthy one, and he could get his attention away from Kavina and still be able to jump into either the one we went into or a different one of which the bear cannot fit.
Okay. Alrighty. Effectively, so Kavina, you suddenly see Wind stand. The bear gets up. It starts sniffing around. And then you see this thing just kind of raises itself up onto its legs. It does stand about 18 feet at the shoulder, giving another 22 some odd feet with the head. And it's about 7 feet wide at the shoulder. You also see several arrow quills sticking out of its body in certain spots. You actually see a bunch of cleave scars all over its body. The skull-like facade of the front of the bear has got a few cracks on it, and you just notice its huge dagger-like teeth as the thing gets up to do a roar. I'd like a will save, Kavina. A wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Where's my thingy? I lost my character sheet. That's bad. What was it? Wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah. Good news is you can move at double your speed for the next round. Bad news is you can't attack.
Okay.
So would you like to move double your speed and run.
I would like to get in that the human shaped tunnel.
You got, boom, you're gone. You are definitely bolting. Lily, you're already close enough there. Feswillen is able to get into the hole as well. Rabbit, it's not going to be able to get an attack on you. It hasn't gotten into combat range yet. Like, it's up. If you stay one more round, it will fight you. Or you can now fall. Like, thanks to the super fast movement of Kavina, you can easily fall back to the cave entrance. Right?
Hold on a second. I roar back.
Oh, jeez.
This bear is, he's been fooled once. I'm rolling a dice 6 for you too, okay?
Do I know at this time if I can use...
Oh, so close. There's a slight look of confusion. The bear. It's still coming after you, though. All right.
Do I know if I can do mage powers at this point?
Nope.
I cannot, or I don't know.
At this point, the ferret that you're not being able to look through his eyes is tapping you on the ankle going, can I get in the back? Can I get back in? So that, as long as you can't connect with your ferret right now, he's a good way to check to see if your magic works.
I think I can take it.
Oh, fuck me.
It looks good, though. Kavina is probably 5 feet beyond you, and you're already in the cave. Rabbit looks like he just has to fall. Wind just has to fall back, and you've seen how fast that cat moves. So it looked pretty good. Looking pretty good right now, so it is looking pretty good. Oh, Wind? Are you distracted right now? You don't have a face to look at. I just have your picture. Are you done eating so I can put your face back? Oh, okay. I can put your face back on? There's a movie for you.
Existential dilemma.
What was that?
Wind is having an existential dilemma.
He wants to beat up the bear because he wants to see if he can take on the bear.
Exactly.
There is no help for stupidity.
I know.
Will I be less scared now that I'm in the tunnel?
Oh yeah, you're. It was just for that you were able to get away. That's all good. You just had a panic. You're all good. Yep.
Can I go back to the opening and try to get Wynn's attention to come with us?
You might not be aware yet.
Don't murder yourself.
Don't be murdering yourself.
Like, I may not be aware that he's not coming, but
Yeah.
I would obviously want to make sure that he's not.
Yeah. You see
Attacking it
that
could be then
Facesuilla is readying her bow. She's gotten into the entrance with you guys. Like, she's the one that's kind of almost in the entrance. So, if anything, it's got to go through Wind and her, and then you guys. And it's not going to fit.
Find everybody in this.
So, again, Final Fantasy moment. You're in the back line.
Yeah, well, he can't reach into this tunnel, so...
Oh, no.
He's up
He
behind
can't fit in. The reach part, I wouldn't stand too close to
I'm
it.
beyond his reach. Like, I have measured with my eyeballs the storm, and that is exactly a little bit further than that I'm standing right now.
And Kavina is still 5 feet beyond that. So it's up to you, Wind. It's your call here. Am I rolling initiative or are you jumping in the tunnel? Everyone's looking at you now.
I have the stink
Whoa.
eye. You can't see it, but I have
Can't
it.
see the stink eye.
You feel it. Like, I'm stink eyeing so hard right now that you're just like, my ear itches.
And someone's pants just got wet. I love that. So I just read Blackheart's comment. I love it.
I gotta play the character.
Oh, fuck. Nice knowing you, Wind.
Yeah, yeah.
Been a good life. I one day will be good enough to resurrect you.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, what? Yeah.
You will be missed. We're gonna make you into a zombie and just control you.
Oh, cool. A zombie were-tiger.
Fuck yeah.
It might have been alright if you hadn't roared at me.
Oh, you took that personally, did you?
I did.
He roared at the one making noise.
Template.
Well, roaring at my friends is just as bad.
Well, we woke his ass the fuck up. He's grumpy, okay? Wouldn't you be grumpy? I put him back to sleep and you woke him up.
I think the problem is that I am grumpy from my fur being all matted and wet.
Could be worse. You could have a paste on your fur.
That's true.
And now I do the secret camera thing, so you guys can't see what I'm doing with my NPCs, because I need the tabletop space. There. Do.
Oh no, I got the burpees.
I actually not have that, but look at this. The fun drag and drop.
Excuse me.
That was like a little chihuahua. That was so
a
cute.
hiccup. It was like a not hiccup, and it was unpleasant. It hurt.
And there we. Okay. If you guys would like to roll initiative.
Oh shit, fuck.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have a combat map for this. So
Wait,
it's just.
Where do I do that at? What do I... Oh, where...
Yeah,
where
on the
is it?
front page, there should be a little spot for initiative.
I found it. I was looking for it in the wrong spot, because, you know. Eh.
Yeah. Don't worry the fact that this is called Dire Bear 16.
Oh, fuck off.
It randomly assigns numbers if there's
No, he's actually telling
multiples.
you not to worry. There's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Because it does, rather than do, because like, before, we're killing skeleton 5. There's 4 others out here, guys. It randomly assigns a number if there's more than one.
Wait, what, if there's more than one?
Yeah, if there's more than one, it automatically assigns numbers.
So
What
it
about
automatically got assigned
Venezuela?
number, there's more than one.
So,
What about Venezuela?
Maybe we should run by this one, because we're gonna have to fight another.
who's where we go? She's covering you guys. Yep, she's definitely ready there for you, covering you.
Y'all know that I can't do much in here other than swing a weak ass sword at this thing, and I can't get that close to it because it'll whack my face.
I could words. All right, and I am missing. Why did that not work? Done. All right. So, We are going to go with the first initiative. Ding! Kavina, you are the first to go here.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Am I still? Is this where I'm not able to do something, or is that time?
No.
already passed?
You calm down now. That was just for that one turn. You had a little, flee, which aided you get away.
Okay. Have I gotten to where the entrance is, to where I can see the bear and wind?
Oh yeah. You're you're down the tunnel a little bit where it's heading.
Okay. And does it look like for sure that wind is going to attack this thing? Like, I am for sure that we are fighting this animal.
Wind, what is your current stance? Does it look like you're about to turn and run?
Looks like I'm about to pounce.
So it looks like you're gonna murder this thing.
Yeah.
Literally looks like yeah.
Okay. Then I would like
Blackheart is like, so there's more though? Yeah.
I would like to shoot it.
Alrighty. It should be in the combat tracker. You can just drag and drop it onto the beast.
I don't see the beast. Oh, I don't have combat tracker. Combat tracker. Found it.
Now, I'm not going to put this up for the studio audience because then they could see all that stuff. Unfortunately.
Now, should I be seeing a different map because I'm still looking at the one?
No, we don't have a map for this, so you're going to have to this is going to be a combat tracker.
Okay.
None of you guys have disadvantage because you can see in this environment.
Question before I shoot. Can I cast Hunter's Mark before, which is a bonus action?
Yes. Yep, that's what you would do. Hunter's Mark, that's your target. Do you remember how you click it on yourself and then it gives you the bonus? Because remember we put it on the other person and we give them the bonus? Like there's an icon for it? Yep, it should have popped on your character there. Yep.
Okay. Is that right? Okay. All right. All right, let me shoot it.
You got it.
Sorry.
Yep, no problem. You can just drag the attack
I
onto
just
the...
dragged it on myself.
Holy... What?
I dragged it on myself.
You hit yourself. Good shot. No.
Sorry.
With 16... With a 16, the arrow goes flying. You see your sharp arrow tip hit into the bear skin, and the tip of the arrow doesn't get a grip and just falls to the ground.
With a 16?
Yes.
Okay.
It was really close to hitting it, but just not close enough. So that's why you actually hit the tough hide that's on this creature.
Okay.
Holy shit. And of course, Asuela, being the last in initiative, why did you shoot? Because, she didn't realize that you know Wind well enough. You've been out hunting many a time, and you've seen him. He's got his one foot. He's doing that back pet with a foot a little bit, and he's just wiggling the ball of his foot in the ground, getting ready to pounce. You know that. Meanwhile, for Asuela, you just shot at the bear. What? So if anything goes wrong, it's all because you shot. There we go.
Right.
Lily.
Golly, am I able to run out of this cave, swing at my sword, and run back into this cave?
As a rogue, yes.
I'm trying to think why. Oh, you mean, sorry. Run, I thought you meant run outside of the cave.
No, run outside.
Because I could just picture, okay, I saw, here's the bear, and then her running away. Ah! She's outside. Chink. Ah! What was that for? I don't know. But yes.
Am I able to run any place where this motherfucker can't
You
move
are
out?
able to pounce out, stab, then use your free action to do a disengage and pounce back. You have plenty. You have to. It's less than 30 feet. Your movement is. You're still limited by your regular movement, but you're going to cover less than 15 feet getting to him, and you'll have more than 15 feet. I'm sorry, less than 15 feet to jump back. So that's enough of your move. So you can
I'm
actually.
only able to swing one sword right now, right?
No. You just don't get the bonus on the second one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hold
So
on.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
swing
it's still an action. Yeah, for that.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna swipe with both. I guess I do have a bow. I'm just not very good with it.
Well, it's using your
Some
dex,
shit
which
I
is still
picked
good.
up. All right, so I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna run out there, and do I just drag one from each sword on him?
Yep.
Okay. Do I have to? Well, there's no like. Sorry, it's my first time doing an actual weapon. I've always done. Do I just pick up the black die thing and drop it on his face?
Yep, the first one. The first, there's a little die icon by and drop it onto the picture of the bear or the Whew. That was not close enough to even hit his skin. You basically you're running in knowing that you're going to run back, but you didn't run in close enough. Do you follow up with your second?
My second one.
Yep.
You know, I got 2 tries.
Yep. So like,
No.
She has to hit with the first.
The bonus action is the free action you were talking about.
Oh shit!
She swings twice.
You lose the bonus action.
Away.
That's true. I just realized. Yes, there's bonus actions. Thank you, Wind.
Okay.
My pocket rules lawyer.
Well, I run back and I
So, like I said, you ran up, but you were a little scared, so you didn't go the right distance. Next time, you know, you're going to go an extra 2 feet, and you should be okay. You were just testing to see if you could do it, right?
You would think, but we've seen how I roll in this game.
Is your other sword immune?
Yes, it's Masa and Moon.
Nice.
Sun and Moon? Yes.
And if you guys don't know, breaking the 2 of those apart comes from Chrono Trigger. So I do swing 2 swords.
And look at Wind's got you've got the approval nod from Wind. There we go. Yes.
Wind gets me.
He gets me.
The part where he rolled in and tried to.
Look, wait, is the other one named? All right, Wind. Starter of battles. And just I'd like to point out, I have designed this campaign to be a session-based experience system, meaning that you don't have to worry about how many goblins you kill. You just have to roleplay, enjoy the game. This also means that the DM can sometimes put creatures higher challenge ratings than the party can handle into a scenario where exploring and getting past them is as important as trying to take them down.
That's what the plan was until somebody was like, dude,
and now, after saying that, go at it, Wind.
Turned towards tigers that he growled, and I am upset.
So for all those DMs out there going, well, they're this challenge level. What are they doing going against this? It's all Wind right now. It's all Wind.
I mean, I gotta play him.
Yep.
You do. It's okay. I keep trying to use the rod.
He hits.
Everyone keeps telling me
Wind,
no.
what type of attack was that? That was the Silver Claw? So
Yeah,
effectively...
I'm hitting him, and then...
Yep.
Shunk. So that's another D6, right?
Correct. For the first attack only, though, yeah. There was 5 more points going to him?
Yep.
Okay. 5. And you martial arts hits me for 5. On that here. Okay. Alright. Boom, and you... Was it a kick?
Again, because rar.
Rar? Now, is it a... What is your follow-up? Is your follow-up usually a kick? So you're like doing a fan kind of motion? You spin with the blade, you pivot on your foot, and you hit with your other foot type of thing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture this. You got to be cool and descriptive for that. And for those, his blade is a katana, but it's held within the handle of a katana, and then it's schnicked and the blade pops out. It's something from his father. And effectively what he did is he put the pommel to the side of the bear, and then he popped the trigger, giving him that little boost of damage, and then you ripped it out of him, and he spun around, and he kicked the bear, too. Now, as you smash and bang right into this bear, as you bang and smash into this bear, it doesn't even lose its footing. And you felt like you were like when you're practicing and you got those little pieces of stone that you hit against and stuff like that. That's what you felt like you were hitting. He's a solid trunked individual that you smacked into. Alrighty, Facerilla. What the fuck, you fucking fucks?
Seconded.
Kavina, what the hell were you thinking? That's what you hear her say in Elven.
Yep.
There's a boing sound as you see the bowstring break on bow.
I feel like she needs to get her stuff together. I mean, why you gotta yell at me? Battle at hand. Now look what you did.
All right. This thing is now coming down. Basically, it stood up. It's going to come down on you, Wind, with a rake with its paw, a rake with its other paw, and then its maw is just opening up.
You Wind. We'll remember.
And he's going to bite you. Now, when his mouth, you see the two paws coming down to rip you apart as you're getting ready to do your dex full, oh, you can't touch me. But when he opens his mouth, you think he could take your head and your left shoulder inside of the mouth before it hits the back of his throat. Near. Oh.
Can't touch me.
Misses.
Oh, thank God. This is a dumb bear.
Hits. And misses.
Actually been hit in battle.
This big, huge bear is pure strength and brawn to him, but he isn't that agilic with his attacks. But he does hit with one. One claw hits you. And you take 13 points of damage as it just rakes across you. Ding!
Okay, I'll shoot at him again. Where's my thing? I'm gonna do it right this time. I promise. Oh, yay!
Oh, yay! Your arrow
yay.
flies, and it sticks into him. Roll damage. All right, the arrow impales deep into this bear. Well done.
So that added the D6, right?
Yes, it did. See the purple dice, the purple number 5 there?
Okay.
Yeah, it just added that extra die 6 onto you. Damage right there. Oh, wait, it's only to hit, is no? Yeah, piercing. The 2 dice were done for damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna run out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to land a blow and run back. But
Yep.
I'm gonna try to get his weak spot in his kind of underbelly, neck
Yep.
area. And I'm not gonna fuck up this time, guys. Ready?
Natural 20 critical hit.
I didn't fuck up.
And roll damage, because if you roll damage right after this, it automatically rolls critical hit damage.
Okay, so how do I roll damage? Same.
Just next to it, just grab the damage dice and drop it on. It should be the one that has a +4 bonus. The first number, yeah.
There's not. I'm grabbing from my actual weapon. I don't know where the extra thing is.
Oh. Okay, you're under actions, right?
Am I? Yes.
Right? And you know where you've been grabbing your die to roll it, right? Literally, you grab the 1 dice, you click and grab the words 1d6 + 4 piercing. Just click and hold it and drag it on top of the bear. Alrighty. You got basically a severe, you just do another deep stab into this bear. It makes.
I run back before I even see that I've damaged him.
Yep.
Fuck this shit. Out. But peeking out from the cave, what happened?
I'm sorry, I'm having Final Fantasy moments. Next time she decides not to stab, but instead do steal to see what she's heard.
Can I steal? Is this the command that I have yet? Do I have mug? Can I steal and do damage?
Mug. Yes. Okay, no. Alrighty.
I don't think a dire bear carries much that I could steal, to be honest.
Hey, man, I'm playing that game, and you're suddenly pulling out a potion. Where's that bear keeping that potion?
The place the frog was keeping that phoenix down.
And there, exactly. Wind.
Oh, I forgot to do something last time, which means he would have missed me once, but oh well. I'll remember this time. Alrighty then, I will swing again. And then throw a punch.
Critical.
And then I'm going to use a key point and punch again. Oh well.
Nice though.
Thank you.
To let you know, that last what was the hit that did the critical? Was that the martial art hit, or was it the sword hit
That was a punch, actually.
the punch did? Okay, the sword does a nice cut, but when you do the kick, you hear the shattering of rib and bone and gristle, meaning he's hurt. Like basically, he's got a punctured lung or whatever. We got the whole Mortal Kombat. You should see the bones kind of creaking in and smashing into the internal organs as he's doing really bad. Big old scary bear. And Facesuela refixes her bow. And now the dire bear. This dire bear takes a deep, hearty roar. It just echoes through the cave, easily being heard to any extent of this cave and outside for a great distance.
Else knows that we're in here now.
And after doing that, he tries to maul Wind. Nope.
+1 defense.
And he tries to claw Wind. Nope. And he tries to claw Wind. Wait, that hits a 21. Good. So he hits once. And he heavily wounds you with another claw rake. And into the clock outside, you hear a like a second roar, responding to the roar it's just heard out from outside the cave.
Heal, right?
Yes.
What was that? Sorry?
Okay.
What?
Yes.
I was just asking if Sheila is able to use a healing type spell.
Can I reach Wind like I see within touch distance?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do.
You
Cure
can
Wounds.
reach out and touch him and keep him between you and the bear.
Okay, I'll do Cure Wounds.
You got it. You just have to drag that little drop on top of him. Or
Why am I doing so terribly?
5? He's got 5.
5.
Oh,
I
you could
haven't
have
dragged
dropped that
out,
on
but I
him.
clicked it.
It's all good. So that will make you 18. There you go. As Wind does kind of some of the cuts, the deep claws are kind of closed up on him a little bit there.
You're bleeding less. It's not so red.
Alrighty.
Purrs mildly as he's healed.
But he gets some of his fur stuck in the wound, so he's gonna have to peel it out. It's gonna be very pain. Out, duct tape on arms. All right. Trying to make healing sound painful. Alrighty. Lily.
Some shit just roared from outside, guys. You do know. Well, we can run in this cave this time because I'm assuming it's not big enough to get in. I'm gonna go ahead, run out, and swipe at this dude again, and run.
You've
back
got a
in.
working pattern.
I do. I got a great pattern. I'm gonna stick with it. Let me get my moss out. Here, Mr. Bear. Did that hit him? I
Nope.
forget what his threshold was.
This is
And then I run back.
that close though to his thing. You probably did just nick, but you just got thick fur and hide that didn't seem to get cut.
Did I grab any of this fur to take as trophy?
Nope. Gonna need a little bit more work to get that.
Need a little. Okay. Well,
Wind.
on you, Wind. You better kill it before it kills you.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna do a little bit of that.
Your blade spins out. A little dizzy from the wounds you've taken, you miss.
A little bit of that.
You're off balance, so your kick doesn't connect.
A little bit of that.
You hit with a key. That was your follow-up key, was it?
Yep.
You follow up. So, this huge bear. Okay, guys, as we set this up, this huge bear, it is hurt. It's bleeding. It's broken ribs. It's moving, right? Yeah, exactly. I knew how many hit points he had left, right? And it could kill Wind in one more hit, a good hit, or 2 hits, right? So Wind's sitting there bleeding. He's got a little bit of healing holding himself together. This bear's getting back up on its legs to do one final kill attack on him. And Wind spins with his blade, misses. He tries with a kick. He's a bit off. He follows up with a hand, and the hand... Describe how you kill the bear.
So, as I'm unsteadily, woozy from the blood loss, obviously, and I whiff twice, I just shove my palm up into the throat and just pop the head off.
You just hear this crunch. It's got a thick hide, though, but I would say you drive the jaw right up into the skull. It just kind of crunch, and the huge thing, because it was getting up, just does that whole boom, just kind of falls back on the ground. And with that, let's take a 10-minute break, guys. 5 minute or 10-minute break. What do you guys feel? We're at break point here. I need to take a break.
10 would be nice.
10? All right. Ladies and gentlemen in the studio audience, we are going to be taking a 10-minute break here. I hope you're enjoying as they took down themselves a dire bear. So cool you took down the baby.
No,
All right.
I
Mama's coming home with dinner. Where's my son? All right. So anyways, guys, we'll see what happens. But they seem to have the thing under control now. We're going to take a little bit of a break. And I had no music playing. I had music queued up and everything. That was definitely combat music moment. Definitely. But I do have music for you guys to listen to on my way. All right, everybody. You're coming back after a very eventful sneaking past a bear. Dire bear. Good job. Good job. You didn't die.
Sneaking.
You know.
Hey, I
Arr.
snuck by that goddamn.
Oh yeah,
thing.
you
Fine.
did. Second time around.
Somebody had to fight it.
I
To be
did not
fair,
disagree
I
with
was
sneaking.
invisible in front of the
Yeah,
bear.
that's true. They didn't even know the bear was there.
I did not a good job of sneaking. My bad. I got spooked.
That happens.
So, do you guys bother sneaking down the rest of this corridor?
Well, I'm not going back out in that area to see what's outside the cave trying to get in.
Oh no! You now have a corridor that you guys can make sure audio levels. Yeah. You guys now have a corridor that you were heading down, and you only saw tracks going down this way. You didn't see any tracks leaving this way. So there's a very good chance that there's someone at the end of this corridor, and there's a very good chance they might be aware that something might have happened. Just
Well, go back out to another goddamn direwolf and go see what the fuck's inside. I vote we go inside. That's what we're here for.
Oh, the big roar you heard was outside the cave.
Yeah,
In the snow.
I know. So what are we
Oh.
gonna go out and say
Oh.
hello to that?
It doesn't sound like
The
a good
cat
idea to me.
now, I think the cat's curiosity has been controlled. Because look at the look on the cat's face now. He's now realizing maybe it's not the best idea to fight one of these. You did good.
Oh no, the look on the cat's face is that of satisfaction.
Oh, by the way, what are we doing with the parts of this direwolf?
You'd have to drag this into the cave, which would probably clog the cave if you had to run for your lives out later.
Just saying we could cut something off of it.
Oh yeah, you can grab a token.
I'm taking one of his fangs.
One of the fangs? You got it.
It's gonna go on a necklace that I have around my neck.
You got it. Put that on your character sheet under, you got a spot for notes, which is, or is it, the notes is actually under log? Nope. Notes. There's actually a tab called notes. That's where the notes are under the notes tab.
Yeah. Okay.
So just put a note that you've got, because we got, oh yeah, I have one animal trophy to be determined, which we hadn't done yet. I think that was the bear fur thing that we were talking about. Remember, you already had one trophy? So now you got two. You gotta start keeping. You're gonna become the trophy person, aren't you? She's a thief, and she's taking parts of her enemy.
I think that's my trophy.
Dude, let me have one fang. Jeez.
You have a fang, but I still get a trophy.
Can I have a claw?
Why, sure. At that point, you hear some trundling and crunching of snow outside.
Never mind.
But, I mean, it's like everyone's gathering. I want a tooth. Oh no, I want to get a claw. Let's go. We'll grab this later. And Visuela has restrung her bow.
I thought she'd already done that.
I know, but just to add to the moment. Okay, the bow's restrung.
This time. She didn't, half-ass it, so it'll fuck up again.
Reaper King, hello. All right, so that being said, you guys continue down this tunnel, and what I was wondering is, do you guys reinstate try to sneak?
Yes.
All right, then everyone do a sneaky roll.
Where are all my things not there? Oh, there, I got them. It's okay. Don't panic. Nobody panic.
That's all right.
Now, why couldn't you get that earlier, huh? All right, just go put it out there when you needed it. I mean, wow, apparently, well, the first one,
Why were 3 rolled?
Clearly, she needed 3.
and sadly, she might have made it with the last one. I'm just saying. But no, the first one's a 1. So
We know she messed up.
basically, she's stumbling and she hits a little rock. That rock tumbles a little bit in forward, hits a rock that sits ahead of it. It gets a bit bigger. That rock starts to tumble. Then that rock passes by you, Kavina, and hits another rock. That rock continues to tumble past you, going past you. Wind. It hits another rock, tumbling. 2 other rocks going down past you. And Lily, suddenly 3 rocks are tumbling past you, and then several rocks come.
Out and stop these freaking rocks and dominoes going on here.
It's too late. The rocks are now tumbling and rattling down the corridor ahead of you. It's
My
okay. You just had a
25 is-
bear scream earlier.
What is it? What did I get? No, I got a 24, and Kavina got a 25, and that alone wasn't enough for us to stop this shit show.
No, you're too busy sneaking. The rocks just what the? God dang it!
Plus, we leave her behind next time, guys.
Why is Lily going first?
I realized it when I was saying that too. I don't know. The real marching order is Wind,
Because
and
I
then
was already
Kavina,
the furthest.
and then Lily. That so it would have been the reverse, but you know. Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed that I haven't been smacked yet, but you know, I suppose that's besides the point. That might come later.
For what you did out there, oh, believe me.
yeah. No, actually, she has been, but the camera's seen it. Because your AC is so great, you haven't. Damn it! Yeah.
So
She's like walking behind you, trying to smack you on the back of the head, and you're just like a pigeon. Your head's just moving. All right.
So
All right.
the rocks are happening, and we're not being sneaky. Is that what's happening?
No. You guys are sneaky, but if a person was hearing something further down the corridor than they would expect, like if they were to come around the corner expecting to fight, they would expect to see somebody 20 feet down because that's where they heard the noise. Like, you know, that's where the noise was made. You guys are all ahead of her. So in other words, they'd come around, they'd expect someone down there, and then there's like a cat's face going, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I mean? Like that would be, oh, so you know.
She's the decoy.
Exactly. So yeah, you can look at it that way. So
Way less fired.
you're looking at the left and the right at the exact same time as your eyes are reconnecting to your ferret's eyes.
Bitches, I got magic again.
You say that out loud.
You scream that in the
Do you? You can roll a wisdom check on this one. All right, I'll give you an easy number of 12. So make a wisdom roll to hide your excitement, your adulation.
Okay, wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw. And 12 is your
Wisdom
target
saving
number.
throw. All right, guys. Am I another Fasuela?
Ooh, you're like,
No.
we did have the, you know, it's like,
I did it in very strong, vibrant saying language.
Can I see this, please? Very strong, vibrant sign language.
Yeah.
And for that, you gain yourself a nice little inspiration point.
Yes. This is about my inspiration points have been saving me in this game. Sometimes others. Also, that translated to bum 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 bum
Bum, bum, bum.
That's what that sign was. Yep.
Wind, you are up front. There are less stink of bear, a bit more stink of bat. And I need a perception check for you, not smell-based. Regular perception check.
Sheila, that giant mug makes me so happy.
I have this one goofy
Got
mug.
dialects on it.
Oh!
Oh no! Oh, it's like a schematic.
I love it. Where did you find it? Shoot me a
I
link.
don't know.
I
My
don't.
mom got it for me. I'm sure I could find it somewhere.
That's so awesome.
There's a big one on this side.
All right,
Oh,
Nice.
it's
Sorry, distractions.
great.
no problem.
It's okay. We might run into some in the future. She's got the schematic.
Reflex.
It's like arcane knowledge or some shit.
Reflex saving throw. Wind.
Dexterity, you mean?
Yes, sorry. Follow with. Can't you keep up with the game systems?
Give me just a second, please. I might have advantage if it's.
You've triggered a trap.
Oh, come on.
I do not have advantage on traps.
It's okay. It couldn't be worse than Fasuela.
And you don't have all or nothing, right? It's just half, right? Or double check. What's evasion? You don't have evasion, do you?
I don't think I do now.
Or not yet? Because I think monks do get it later on.
I think eventually I'll get it, but right now I think I'm just think it's whatever goes, whatever standard.
I would suggest we all stop and check for traps before moving on after this situation. Oh,
You just hear a kind of sound and a click kind of sound, and a crossbow bolt goes off, and 7 points of damage as a crossbow bolt just sticks into you.
You mean 4 points of damage?
4 points. That's correct. I've added that to your character.
So you're not doing so good on hit points, yeah?
It's a scratch. Just a scratch.
Just
And I got one more spell. I
do
have
pull
one
it out
more
or do we
spell.
leave it in?
You also each have 1 potion of healing each too.
Actually, I no longer have a potion of healing.
You already take it? Did your hit points change? Really? What did you
I
roll?
got 7. I was at 18 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
When did this happen?
Yeah. Off stream or something.
No, I said when we got back, I said I'm taking the potion.
Oh, I didn't hear you, so. Good old game mechanics, you know, it did it for you, though.
I also
Okay.
took it away. No, actually, I did it all. I did it all myself.
Oh,
I am the rules lawyer, after all.
exactly, yeah. If I were to trust anyone else, you know. Here's a tip to all you games out there. Bend your rules. Especially if you've done so many games that you get lost between 5th edition, 4th edition. Sadly, I know. 3.5, Pathfinder, 2nd edition, Advanced D&Ds, Original D&D, West End Games. Okay, we'll stop.
So you're good on health points because, like I said, I have one more spell.
Yeah.
I mean, I could use it.
Okay.
You can
I'll
just
do
drag
it.
if you open the combat tracker, you can just drop your heal on top of them as well, and it does it all. Or there you go.
There you go.
That's a nice one.
Thank you.
There you go. Feel better. I mean, there you go. Feel better.
Russell, 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 Russell,
Don't
Russell,
tell things.
Russell.
You have to roll.
Russell, Russell, Russell. Russell,
Nah,
Russell, Russell.
cookies, guys. This is a
Russell,
problem.
Russell, Russell.
Pie's gonna
You
get
just see little
angry.
pies, little raccoon's head pops up. There's like cookie crumbs. Because his face has been trying to find cookies, and all he's got is crumbs, and they're being stuck in his fur.
Does he not realize we just killed a dire bear?
He
Oh.
probably cares not.
He wasn't called. He heard the roar. He's like, oh,
That wasn't a hint.
still breathing. Puts his hand to the inside of the backpack. That's still breathing. No problem. All right. So, one trap's gone off. It's a simple little crossbow that is rigged up for a tripwire. It's a one-shot trap. If you want, there's a crossbow available.
Maybe
You
I
wanna
roll
spend the
for
time.
perception or something to see if maybe there's some more of this shit down the road.
Oh, hey. Well, one was already rolled. You can make another roll for your perception if you like.
Can I also look for traps? I feel like we would all be looking for
Yeah,
traps.
no problem. Alrighty. You see another tripwire about 20 feet more. Like the cave you're in is a natural occurring cave that's got a slight downward slope to it. So it's not a huge grade, but it's going like 5 degrees, 10 degrees max every so often as you're going down. So 20 more feet down this little passage, there's another little tripwire that you can see across.
Am I capable of disarming this?
I do believe you have a kit on.
Well, do we
Thieves'
wanna
kit.
disarm it or just step over it? Because I feel like we can remember where it is and use.
Oh,
it
yes.
to
So if you want to step over it, you've now identified it. And did you make a roll? You want to do a roll?
What was I running? Perception?
Yeah, it would be a
I've shared this
perception.
knowledge too. Wind,
Yep.
don't step on that. In fact, I'm actually holding his hand and guiding him over it because I have this little trust.
You see the same trap that Lily is warning about, but you don't see any other traps beyond that.
You hold his other hand, Sheila, and you guide over it along with me.
And so you just continue past the tripwire, you don't use any type of identifying what it is or whatever?
I mean, I'm sure I can identify what it is.
But basically, do you continue past the trap, or do you stop to investigate?
I'm
Keyword
gonna investigate, but I'm
investigate.
not touching anything.
Roll investigate. Because it's not like the crossbow was somewhat obvious. The crossbow was stuck up in amongst a stalagmite, so basically the stalagmite was hiding most of it from view. And then when he tripped the wire, twink, it just fired. And
If we have to run back through here, I want to know if maybe it's useful to us to
all right.
catch whatever's chasing us.
You see a piece of wood that is bent in a strong bow, meaning it normally goes like this, but someone has bent it really back against itself, and there's a whole bunch of spikes on the one end. That would have broke the tripwire, and that little board
that
with
sounds fun.
all those that piece of wood with all the spikes would have been flying and impaled.
Well,
Again, it's a one-shot makeshift trap.
Again, I am holding the hand of Wind and guiding him across that without tripping it, because Cat is not as ninja as you think he is.
La 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 la.
You also now see a small body up ahead. Face
Small
down.
Body?
Body, yes.
Like human?
Can you describe small body?
Oh, that's all you've seen right now. It's a small little cave area, about 40 feet down in the darkness. Your eyes, you got like 60 feet for night vision, I do believe, right, for you guys? So it's at the edge of your night vision. You start to make out a small body. It could be a child's body or a small humanoid.
Is it the hot
Like a
goblin?
goblin?
Yep.
Do we know if it's moving?
Well, I just said, it's up to you if you want to do a perception to try and identify it a bit better. Like, it's obvious you didn't even need to roll for it. There's something in the road up ahead. Now it's like, do you want to, what do you wish to do?
Whoa, I didn't want to do that. Let me grab the die, please.
I think he's got you the link for that mug. Rezi does in chat.
Sweet. Thank you, Rez. Aww, it's adorable.
All right, perception 14. It is a goblin. It's one of those sexy goblins dead.
A hot goblin or a regular goblin? Because there's a difference.
This one was a regular goblin. But that's all you can with that roll. Yeah, you can just identify it is a goblin. There is a sword in off skittering to the side of the body, so it looks like some sort of a scout or some sort of a goblin scout is face down ahead. Some child's down ahead.
Dude, we gotta save the kid!
Save the
Hey,
tiny
right,
human!
Save the tiny human. Sorry, you had to have the Arnold voice for that one. Save the tiny human. You want ice cream. You love ice cream. Oh, Invader Zim. Anyone that knows that, that's great. And Lily. Siren, if you don't know Invader Zim, you gotta find him.
I've not seen it all, but I am familiar with it.
Doom de doom, the Doom song. Doom 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 doom. 3 hours later. Doom de doom 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 de doom doom. Right.
I do know the Doom song.
Gur is my favorite character.
I'm gonna guess that I did not fail that perception check well enough to actually go charging down the hall.
Oh, no. You're just... I don't know. Something's maybe missing the trap has got you in a funk, and then them holding onto your hand and helping you kind of rubbed that funk in. So then you see something up ahead, you're like, oh, I don't fucking care. Whatever. You know what I mean? You're in a funk now. The cat's tail's going, Your
Was I
tail
also
is...
supposed to look at it, or...
Oh, yeah,
no?
if you... Well, unless you don't want to know what's ahead of you.
I love to know what's ahead of me.
I mean, can we just tell her what it is?
It's a kid. Oh my god, both you guys.
It's a
Wind
child!
is a small child. We gotta save it. Okay, you are allowed to do the Homer Simpson face palm at this point, Lily, as you hear both of them getting ready to run forward to see if the kid is okay. As soon as you guys get closer, with advantage, you're given a second perception roll. There's no helping you if you botch this. It's a kid in a goblin Halloween costume!
Well, I'm not about to go out of my way to save some random child in a cave, but it did help you in Fable.
It's still a kid!
Actually, no, with 11, you're like, oh, wait, It's not a kid. It's a goblin. And then Wind, you're like, yeah, it's a goblin scout. The bow and all that stuff. Oh, wait, you got a 21. This goblin has been... You notice this goblin's weapon is fallen free. And he basically was holding a hand weapon nervously in his hand. You can always tell he was nervous. It had nervous written on it. But the one thing you did notice is there is like 6 stab wounds located from the back of where the skull meets the spine, and then directly between the shoulder blades into the lungs. No damage to the front of this goblin. And it looks like he wasn't even able to turn around.
Lily explained the trap to us before.
Oh yeah, you saw the trap. Like when she was investigating, you guys had you could see that. Yes.
Does this look like the type of damage that would cause?
Lily, this looks like the type of damage you could cause. These are dagger marks in his back. 6 of them before the guy even turned around.
Oh, they're dagger marks. Okay.
So there's something out there.
Wind. Wait a second.
And it's smart.
I'm going to take a real hard look around me and listen and smell and
Roll the perception roll. I will let you know it is tough because there's all these stalactites, stalagmites, columns, tons of hiding places, lots and lots of shadows. You used to feel like you're safe though.
No, I don't. I might feel like I don't see anything, but I don't feel safe after seeing this. Don't smell anything extra?
Yes. The bat guano has changed slightly. There is an odd muskrat oil kind of smell. It's nasty, and it seems to mask any type of smells. It's such a potent smell.
So something is purposely trying to mask its smell, is what we're saying here.
Or it's that stuff on that one guy.
No, that was lilac, and that was nice smelling.
Also, I'm still not sure what I saw in that bedroom.
For the record.
I am doing a cat looking every direction while sneakily crouching.
His tail, all I can picture is the way his tail is just going crazy. We haven't even gotten to the spaceships. All right. So, by the way, like the cat's looking at the body. Lily, yes, you just realized that this goblin was killed with a bunch of knife wounds to the back before he even had the chance to turn around. The cat is now on edge. His ears are extended a bit. The fur's risen up. His tail looks a little puffier as he's kind of looking around. What do? You wish to look around as well? See if you're in a safe environment?
Yeah.
Kavina, you've hunted enough with Wind. You've rarely seen him do this.
Is this perception?
Yep, perception. All I can tell you with that roll is there's lots of hiding spots, lots of dark shadows, lots of alcoves. Even the ceiling has got a lot of handholds that someone could drop down from above and stab you in the head.
I am also going to get all up in these alcoves.
You are you?
Yes. Well, I mean, like, I'm going to check for shit first, but I'm...
Well, hey, you seem to be doing pretty...
How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling ranges from 15 to about 20 plus feet because it's not a carved normal ceiling. It's just the way the cave is.
Am I next to a wall?
You could be. You're close to a column.
I climb up the wall and hang out from the ceiling.
No problem. You know what? Not to make you feel any safer, there's tons of handholds. You get a bonus to climb. This is an easy environment.
I don't actually have to roll anything.
That's... Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Okay, so Kavina. Lily is trying to climb up into a hidey spot in the wall. The cat hit the other wall and just climbed up to the ceiling. You said something's up. Then you see the body of the kid, which you realized was a goblin, and his back has been ripped up by daggers. What would you like to do? It's this adventure group. At this point, you have Fesuela coming down. What the fuck is going?
I'm gonna whisper.
No. You know, her reaction is what the and then she sees the body. She's changing from her bow to her sword and dagger. She's just pulling back. It's like, whoa, hey, hold on. And you notice that she's looking for something to put her back against.
Okay. I'll get my daggers. Daggers. Dagger.
The reason you have multiple on your character sheet is I do believe one of them is if you want to throw the dagger, that's the little bomb symbol, and the other one is if you just want to use the dagger.
Well, then I will get my dagger in my hand, just in case. I'm just gonna hold it, and I'll put my back up against the wall. But, like, how fresh does this look? Like, is this something that just
Survival.
happened?
Survival. Body is less than an hour old. It's still warm.
Okay, then I will be aware. I'll put my back up against the wall. Be looking.
All right. How long did you stay in your respective position? Or do you continue down the corridor?
Oh, I'm creeping
You're creeping?
along the ceiling, ever
Is
so
he
slowly.
creeping up there?
No.
Perception roll.
Hmm.
Perception roll.
Was I supposed to know that you were rolling a 12?
Shush. Perception roll. All right. As you're climbing, you only need a 12. You've just noticed as you're moving, your hands triggered a couple little cobwebs. There's lots of cobwebs on the ceiling. They're getting thicker and quite abundant. And as you're crawling, your hand has already rubbed up. And you just see, for some reason, the cobwebs aren't making a giant web. But all they're doing is they're creating a long path. And then when you touched it, the whole little thing vibrated. And it just leads off to one of the bigger holes in the wall. You also notice that there are a whole bunch of these very fibrous little spider webs that extend across the hall a little bit out, but there's single little spider webs that just extend from this giant black hole. A few little webs that go across the ground, a few that go across the wall, and you've just triggered. It just caused a...
Nope. Nope. No spiders.
And suddenly this spider boop, boop, turns into a little raptor. What the hell? We had a mod, okay? was it Dragon Age actually has a mod that converts all the spiders to the lizard creatures for people that do have a phobia.
Oh, that's nice.
So he's up on the ceiling. Obviously, I'm going to be moving with my back up against the wall.
And perception roll for you.
Looking and general trying not to trip anything.
Yep.
Where's my things?
You can do a nature roll, by the way, Wind. Spider. Nature roll, Kavina.
Nature roll?
Yep.
Do I also get a nature to dig?
No, not yet.
Killed by spider.
All you know is cobwebs, spider. So you're on edge. It could be spider. Meanwhile, Lily, you have been successful. And on the one side of the wall is a big kind of hole that you're able to climb into to get cover as you asked. You have tripped across some spider webs, apparently, on the edge of this hole that you've walked into. And it's kind of darker than normal. Your night vision's having a harder time adjusting. But when your eyes do adjust, you do see the little bit of the night, like the little bit of light that you're amplifying is reflected on 8 little faceted eyes that are looking right back at you.
I'm not going in there.
You've crawled into its cave.
That's taken. Occupado.
By the way, the head of the spider is about the same size as your head, and the mandibles are hanging down.
I'm out. I quit.
Giant spider.
Not a Come on!
So, Wind, as you notice, Sheila Bobby is sneaking. As you start to realize what's going on, Wind, you see Sheila Bobby is
fire!
at.
Somebody kill it! Turn it outside!
You got fire.
But
Right,
with the
put
fire.
it in. You got a. Anyone got a giant glass or bowl?
But so Wind, you see on the one.
To summon an ethereal bowl to place over the fire so that someone can come by later.
Alt F4 now. Alrighty, give me a second there. So, Adventure. So,
I'm not in there yet. I'm just looking and saying.
you crawled into the entrance of this thing, and you're in its lair.
I'm backing out slowly.
Yep. Slowly? Okay. Now, Wind, from your point of view, you're like, what the heck? You're tracing this. You see Sheila Bobby's on the opposite wall, and
I'm
she's just
whispering
pausing, her hands like, oh no. As she's identifying it. You look over, and you see Sheila Bobby's butt disappear into the hole of the spider's lair.
You mean
Hey, I'm not
Sirens.
going in the spider's.
Sorry, sirens.
Wait,
Sorry,
wait,
siren.
no.
There's too many S's. Sorry. Lily just disappeared in. And I want you to roll to keep calm, because apparently, just its target number of 12 willpower. Willpower stay. Just a willpower.
Me?
Yep.
I have no willpower right now.
You don't actually have a
Where is
real.
willpower
Your
at?
character may not have as big of a phobia as you might do. That's the
Where is willpower?
on the front page. You
wisdom?
wisdom. Sorry.
Wisdom,
Yes.
okay.
That's my bad.
Okay.
Too many games.
I don't have a good. To save me.
9. Okay. You don't sneak out, but you do get out.
My question.
Yep.
Before she does that,
Yep. Okay.
I have noticed all of these things.
Yep.
And I want to drop from the ceiling, grab her ass, and yank her out of this hole.
Yep. So let us do this, Lily. You go in. You see the faceted eyes of the thing right in front of you. You're like, nope. And then you want to get out of there as fast as you can. And as you start to lean back, you magically come flying off your feet and go flying backwards from the belt by the belt buckle.
I'm okay with this.
But you think about it, what power! I've discovered a new magical ability!
This thing could eat me, guys.
Nothing happens.
Okay, so he's not a bad spider. He's
He's not a bad spider.
not
What happened to
chasing
kill it
after
with
my ass.
fire?
He's not chasing after my ass. He doesn't exist to me anymore.
I'm not looking in the... There's no reaction, there's no movement.
Maybe it's. Is he sleeping with his eyes
Do
open?
spiders have eyelids?
Would
No.
you please describe again the wounds on the back of this goblin?
They, at quick glance, look like daggers.
Could they be
Nope, I
spiders?
did not ask what they look like. I asked you
Daggers.
to describe the wound.
They are a deep puncture wound that is, if it was a dagger, it would be a Quincetta-style dagger, because it would be fat at the top and coming to a point.
So apparently he doesn't eat elves, but he does eat goblins.
Or you just startled him.
He might be spooked.
And then I startled
might have
him.
spooked
and
him.
or by
Humans! Get a glass! Kill it with fire!
Bigger than the goblin.
The poor spider now is like a Disney character. Humans! Get me! Touch me!
Alright,
Touch me!
So now that we're aware that there are spiders, what roll do I need to roll to figure out how we might keep the spiders away from us?
Let's just burn the whole cave down.
That's a nature check, which you failed. I was going to give you the
Right,
whole...
That was a different nature check.
See what it is.
Right.
And now about
I
spiders,
know
survival would be for that one. Knowing about them would be, but survival is like, nothing more than don't step on these webs to trigger it. Don't get in front of its face so it can see you.
So in other words, we've done all the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. But nothing's happened. No, the spider's not come out of the hole.
We've not pissed it off. Wonder, is there anything around this goblin as I'm looking at it that maybe he triggered
Going
something?
to the goblin means you have to go further back, meaning the spider is more in front of you.
Well, I mean, like, when we first noticed the goblin.
What do you mean? What were you saying?
Is there anything around him?
His sword was still free from his hand. Basically, he'd been killed, and he dropped his sword. There was no obvious sign of a money pouch or any type of carrying stuff, but he was dressed very lightly, like a scout would be.
My thought process is, like, he did something that aggravated the spider, and I'm trying to figure out what. Why did I not piss this motherfucker off, but this goblin did?
Can I
Mhm.
see if maybe my character doesn't know this, but maybe I would. Like, spiders only get angry if you mess with their web. Like that's
Usually,
just
well,
personality.
spiders
Oh,
are
like,
using
oh,
their
they
web.
get deep with you, then they bite you.
But you've messed with their web, and I've messed with their web.
And Lily practically kissed him
Maybe he likes me. Maybe he wanted me to kiss him.
and turned into a prince.
It's not happening. I'm not kissing the spider. I don't care if it saves the world.
Secondary question: was the goblin running out or running in?
He wasn't even running.
No,
He was
was he going out or in?
He was coming into the cave. Like he was coming the same direction you were. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't running out of the cave. He was actually heading towards it. So technically, his back would have been to the spider because you got him, and now you got this little spider sting. If you found him after the spider sting, it would make more sense that way. But
So it's like the spider was just coming home.
Yeah.
The spider went out to go get.
He's staggering home drunk and fuck, goblin! Oh man, I'll get to that later. I'm gonna puke. So he's like passed out.
He was coming back, and there was a angry goblin with a knife, and he was like, "Hey, I don't really like this goblin. He's in my house. Don't steal my spider webs."
So, are we familiar with our ranger being in love with animals?
You have hunted with her, or rather, tracked tracks with her.
We're gonna assume that she's going to play this off as the spider's just trying to,
The spider was just
Yep.
get breakfast.
Yep. I was trying to get breakfast. This one right here. This breakfast.
He was just trying to get breakfast, and he was coming back home, and there was a goblin.
All right, I'll let you know. The ranger's now paused. She's confused. She's looked around. She's come to the same conclusion as you guys. That she tells you there's signs of a giant spider in the area.
Oh, good to know.
Thank you.
Well, I am a ranger after all.
Thank you, Fusuela, for that useful information that we most certainly did not already know.
She takes your thanks.
God, this bitch is useless.
Yeah, she was the one that kept you alive in the first two encounters. Because she was a pincushion.
I'm a better player than you, Fusuela.
I
You're saying something. Have you seen what
kept
I've been
myself
rolling,
alive.
child?
Thank you very much.
But no, a good minute's gone by. No reaction from the spider, nothing.
Do we just want to keep going?
Yep, you can keep going if you want, or you can go back and peek in there again.
No.
It's either go out or go in. You know, there's bears up that way.
And wind's here, so there's tigers. Oh my.
Spiders.
We're gonna keep going in. We gotta find out what's going on here. Apparently, whatever he did to piss off the spider, we did not do.
But unless we've just startled the spider.
Okay, if you guys have startled the spider, he is the slowest spider the world has ever seen. There's a snail going, excuse me. The snail is sliding.
Mommy.
Pardon?
Unless we startled the spider and he's now ran off to mommy.
Well, you don't know. Do you look back into that cave?
No, I'm not looking back in that cave.
I'm gonna go back to the cave.
Yes, you know what? I'm fine. I'll look into the cave.
No problem.
Hi.
All 8 eyes just focused on you. Mandibles just hanging there.
Ask him his name.
I can speak with animals. Is it an animal?
Yes?
Oh wait, I don't have any more spells. Never mind.
There's an absolute look of sadness on your character's face, isn't there? It's like, oh,
I could have
talked to him.
made friends. I could have talked to the bear.
Yeah. Oh, Dire bear
Yeah, I'm
is
pretty
still
sure dire
animal, or is
bears
it a
are
monstrosity?
having
I gotta double check that. If it's a monstrosity, it's gone beyond simple animal intelligence. And I have to double check with that dire bear. But I could talk to. So, could talk to.
No, I can't.
We're looking at each other, right?
Yeah. Those
just keep
faceted
looking at each
evil
other.
eyes. And by the way, you can see yourself in the facets.
Hello.
Well, do you look good?
You gonna talk to it?
Nothing happens. At that point, Casuela goes, so how long's it been dead?
Oh my god!
She's looking inside.
I was still trying to discern whether or not it was dead.
But we know.
I
Like,
wasn't
the
keeping
next
it around
grow
long
up.
enough to test that theory.
As you kind of look in there closer, you see its entire body has compacted up. Its limbs have been pulled in around it,
I hate when they do that. It creeps me the fuck out.
Poor
and its head's just
spider.
sitting there. But you notice its mandibles were not pulled back into the head like you'd expect. It looks like somebody pried the mandibles free, and there's still some ichor dripping from them.
Somebody stole the spider poison. Did someone steal its spider poison?
Yes, somebody's milked the
After-
spider for its poison.
After he killed the dude, or did I don't know.
Wind is getting less comfortable. You would have been happy to have a living spider in there rather than what's in there now.
Yep. So
But guys, the spider. I mean, the goblin has only been dead for an hour.
which means
Spider looks like it's been dead for under an hour too.
Something is murdering these things.
yes, murdering.
So the goblin was hit by somebody that's really good with knives that struck from behind. Now this spider's being
Or
killed.
The spider bit him, and then something killed the spider.
And somebody has taken the poison from the spider that they could apply to knives.
So we're going to move forward, assuming that there are more spiders. That there are people with poison daggers,
Rezzy's cut the-
Spider poison.
Or arrows.
or arrows, or swords.
I'm sorry. I do love that moment when Francois. So how long has it been dead? And everyone, the look on all your faces was just priceless. I'm sorry. As a DM, it was like, tear.
That was literally the best moment of my life. I was like, oh, bless!
Da 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 da.
Sabade! Oh,
So you guys continue moving forward. Perception checks for everybody.
Do a little bit of rolling.
You're going to do a little bit of a what?
I'm gonna do a little bit of that rolling. Wow.
You know those rocks that Fesuela kicked free earlier?
Oh,
Remember how I described they formed a group? Like good black and white slapstick comedy, do an dexterity saving throw as you now whoop on this collection of rocks that was left for you by Fesuela. Wind.
nicely done.
Just a second. I'm checking to see if I have anything.
Do you have the not slipping on my ass and looking like a fool skill?
I might.
Okay.
I am a monk who's.
Of course. But I don't think you get the don't slip on banana peel until level 6.
You're probably right. But if I fall, I don't take any damage because I have slow fall.
Oh yeah, no. The only thing damaged might be your pride.
Oh no, there'll be some yelling at Vesuela.
Because it's her rocks that she kicked. So come on, let's
God, yell at her because she yelled at me for
Good
trying
enough.
to help you.
good enough. 12 was the target number again. So you did slip a bit. So that stealth roll is a fail.
I'm gonna
And-
turn around and look at Vesuela.
She doesn't get it. Rocks, you should have seen that.
A little bit of growling involved.
And she continues moving, trying to dissuade the conversation. Would anyone else like to sneak?
I would
Oh.
like
I
to
would
be
like-
I'm just walking down the hall now.
Fuck this! I'm walking down the hall.
Double sneak here. Can I like triple sneak, please?
I'm
Well-
also not being sneaky.
Nope.
I'm sneaky. No more spiders kissing me in the face.
Right. The group of you trudge down the hall. Perception rolls. You're still checking for traps, right, guys?
For sure.
Well, that we got covered.
Yep. No more
We're
traps up
really
ahead.
good at looking noisily.
No more traps up ahead. Who got the 21?
Me.
Kavina, you do find something amiss in the layout of this cave.
Yo,
With your
something's up.
noticing of 20 or better, you notice that there looks like a little bit of a scuff mark by one of the columns. It's clear that it looks like some sort of a backpack or something was put down on the ground, disturbing the dirt around the base of the column, and it had a bit of weight to it. There's also telltale signs of the footprints you've been following so far. And that's it. So basically,
running?
pardon?
Are they running or walking? Would I
No,
be able
basically
to
it
tell?
looks like somebody put a backpack down and paused at this column for some reason, and it looks like they continued down the hall.
Can I look really hard at this column?
Yep, that would be an investigate now. You're just investigating.
Oh, I don't have that one on my hotbar. Hold on.
By the way, guys, you now notice that she's investigating a column of Earth. If you guys want to investigate, what you looking at?
I'm gonna see what she rolls. I think she's got good there.
Dude,
I think I'm
just
good.
standing against the wall chilling.
I'm gonna conspire with
You
her.
notice there's a slit, like a slight little micro-inch slit that you figured if you were to stick an arrow tip or a knife tip into there, you could probably pry at it. And it's a big enough shape, be almost like a little shelf or a slide piece that someone's carved into the stonework, which is naturally put. Normally, you would have needed a 26 to spot it. You rolled a natural 20. It's a hidden compartment that someone has chiseled into the rock.
I'm gonna poke my arrow at it.
Oh,
'cause
and you,
that's smart.
okay, guys, she opens up a shelf on the rocks. You also can tell that it was not naturally crafted.
Isn't that
Magic
your
was
job,
at hand.
Lily?
What was that? Sorry?
Isn't that your job, Lily?
It's not like a lockpick. I just found it.
So do I gotta do what do I gotta do to lockpick the thing?
Inside is nice paper folded with a wax seal on it. So it looks like a message. This is a drop box.
It's a dead drop.
Yeah, what's on this message?
You have to crack the wax seal.
Is that
I'm
hard?
gonna stealth again, some ways away from these people.
Can I do a detect magic? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a wax seal. What can be on it? Are we
I
gonna
will
call it-
allow you. This is a fantasy world. Anything could be on a wax seal, magical. And the trigger could be breaking the wax.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
I want to know what's in
I'm
it.
conspiring with you about how we're gonna do this.
Don't do it, you hear whisper from somewhere.
You can
So
put
I
a
guess I
stone
could do a
column
detect
between you
magic-
and them
detect
if you
magic
need
on
to
it.
win. Right?
I'm gonna run a detect magic.
You're gonna run a detect magic?
Yeah.
No problem. There is some sort of abjuration magic on the wax seal. Abjuration is known for fireballs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I can put up a shield.
Actually, if she voices this, I'll say, maybe the paper burns when you open it if you don't say the right thing. Just
That's
a
smart.
thought.
He literally is talking from behind stone cover, okay?
Can any of us?
You have advantage on any
disarm
rolls
this?
made. And it's a half or nothing.
Can we disarm this somehow? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not a magic-y person.
With your thieves tool, Lily, you would have to get a 20 or better, which is rolling dexterity plus your bonus
Yeah.
2 currently, which if you take a look at your thieves tools and you set the attribute being used,
Hold on. Thieves tools.
yeah, Thieves' Tools basically means you can add your proficiency to the roll. You can try to take the wax seal off without triggering the magic.
Okay.
But you need to
so I
get
go
a
to my
20 or better
inventory and
total.
choose
So effectively,
Thieves' Tools.
actually, on your character, a quick way to do this is your dexterity saving throw would have the same number combination that you would need. It would have your dexterity plus your proficiency added to it. So if you do the equivalent of a dexterity saving throw, that's the exact same as using a thieves kit. If you want to do that. So your total...
Cross your fingers, guys.
Woof! Fire.
Wait, I got an inspiration.
Oh, no, hey! Yep, you want to use it?
Yay!
Guys, should I use my inspiration to try this again?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yep, it's a
Makes sense.
beautiful
I would
spot
rather
to
not
use
die by
it.
fireball.
Or it's also a good spot to say, I don't do that. You burn the inspiration and it's not done. It's your call. Either way, you can get a second roll.
Did it burn us or did it burn the...
Well, put it this way. When you said, wait a second, it was almost as if you paused the film and you just whipped and then fire started, but you don't know how far it was going to go. It could have just gone hook and ended, or it could have filled the entire cavern and been like Die Hard all the way up the corridor explosion. We don't know how far this explosion goes. You just saw the beginning of a fiery explosion.
Brisket for the Trisket.
I love Triscuits.
I like Triscuits too, especially if you do like some cheese on them and some pepperoni, and then you squish that together and nuke it.
Yes.
This moment's been brought to you by Triscuits.
If I use shield magic, that only shields me, correct?
And shield doesn't work this way. Shield can be used as a reaction to increase your armor class like a shield would, but it also can be used against magic missiles, which nothing can stop except for a shield.
And or full cover.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, if you can't see the person, you can't hit them.
Do I do it again or no?
Studio audience?
Hiding behind the rock.
Studio audience, what do you think?
Are we just sitting here holding this paper, like
You
trying
guys
to
are.
decide?
I'm standing behind a rock, looking both directions, making sure no one comes up and attacks you guys.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So it's obviously breaking the seal.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
and I'll let
protocol
you know, this might be what your question is. The way Lily is going to disarm it is to carefully slide the seal off the paper without it breaking.
Okay.
That's what
Can
she's trying to do.
Can I suggest something else, maybe?
Okay.
And then we'll make our decision.
Yep.
Is it
Well, we'll say that
possible-
we will say that you are so effectively we're saying you are using, you're getting a rewind, but whether or not you roll again or whatever, like basically you just had a rewind. You didn't do that. That didn't happen. Is what we're doing. So you already removed your star. You already removed your inspiration.
Okay.
And that was a good use of it, Lily. By the way, that was a good use.
But she can still re-roll even if I. If
Oh
she
yeah,
doesn't-
yeah. Basically, she was about to do it. She had a bad flashing. This could go bad, and now we've got to pause. So whatever happens now, we've just popped into a different dimension, man. In another dimension, you're all dead and cinders. But in this dimension, you've got a second chance. Sorry.
So you're going to try and slide the seal off without triggering it. Is it possible to cut around the seal with a knife and not care too much about the message that's missing? And at least try to get the gist of it without dying.
I think that's a good idea. What do I have to roll?
Davina,
for
look
that?
at your character
20?
sheet.
My character sheet?
Yep. Now a little
Okay.
star on you.
Oh, I have a star. I don't know what that means.
You just got
Okay.
inspiration.
Oh, yay.
Because that's a very good suggestion. You, by all means, what the magic is showing you is if you cut around the wax seal, you will remove a chunk of the message. But at the same time, the wax seal will not be broken.
But I mean, we'll miss some of the message, but also we could kind of flip the seal upside down.
No,
and
the
try
seal
and
is
piece-
still... Seal's got two pieces of paper folded closed. So you won't be... I'll just stay quiet. I just thought of something.
You could flip it and see some of the message. Like you still might miss some of the folded part, but you'd at least get the gist of the message.
All right. Should we do it? Is it still a 20 that I have to beat?
No!
Should be an easier roll.
You don't need to, you don't even have to make a roll if you're going to cut
Okay,
around the
let's do
wax
it.
seal.
Maybe we could wait until later with someone who's better at this sort of thing.
I want to know
said
now.
that?
Who's
Lily's
going to be
a great
better?
thief.
Vasuela, what do you think? We have 2 for, 1 against. Vasuela.
I say we take it back and have it looked at by our sorceress. Maybe she can use some sort of magic to dispel that.
I win.
Kind of just want to stab the
Alright.
paper. I kind of
I
just
will
want to cut it.
stash the paper and we'll open it later. Yo, when he wants to get mad at a dire bear.
Here you go, bringing the dire bear back into it.
I want to open a freaking letter. And it's like, no, that's too dangerous.
Paper cut, they hurt.
I mean, I was actually, I don't want you to die, Harley. But
I didn't want you to get killed by a dire bear.
Oh, that's so
tried to say, what are you
sweet.
Thinking of me,
Dire bear shouldn't have growled at my friends. Because he wasn't growling at me.
we could have. Whatever. Fuck it. Put it in my pocket.
Careful! You just hear, and the wax seal starts to bend as she goes to fold it in her pocket.
Being
Boom.
cautious, I'm not an idiot.
So, Lily, as the first half-elf on the moon, can I ask you...
It's wonderful up here, guys. Never coming back.
Yeah, as soon as you go to put it into... No. You literally see Vasuela. No.
I'm being careful.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let Vasuela have the letter. I don't trust this girl. I mean, I know she's got us do some stuff, but I don't trust her.
So who's holding on to this letter? Even Lily didn't volunteer right away. I'll hold on. You know how she was? Oh, a magical rod. I'll take that. Who's gonna hold on to this letter? Crickets.
I mean, don't we have like a satchel? I have a freaking whole book. Can't I just slide it in there?
Oh, yeah. It's just who's gonna hold on to it? Who's gonna be the person that holds this?
You can put
I'll
it
hold
in
the
between the
letter.
book, and then it won't get
Why
all...
are
Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any symbol on the wax seal?
Oh, you want to look at the wax seal?
Yes, I do.
There are arcane marks on the wax seal, and there is a bird's head motif. And instead of a narrow beak, it's actually got a fatter style beak. The top part of the beak is bigger than the smaller bit.
Like a toucan.
You could say a toucan or a nature roll. Target number 10. Good job with the target number 10. And you can do one too, by the way, Kavina.
Okay.
Can I do one too?
Yeah, you can do one. Yeah, everybody can do a nature skill. 10. Oh, yeah, Kavina, yeah.
Hold up. Come here, nature.
It's a raven. Crows have stiletto tip beaks. Ravens actually have a fatter top beak to them, and they are a lot larger of a bird.
Isn't that that dude who did the cipher thing with that group of people with the bird thing? I thought you guys were talking about that earlier when I was making jam.
The what?
Wait,
I
what?
don't
guy
know,
with
I was
the work
making
fetish?
jam. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy with the cipher book.
Uh-huh.
Those people.
Uh-huh.
To do the thing with the bird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was making jam.
I was eating the jam.
With the bird?
There was mention of a raven, yes. And also there is always been some notoriety with the raven and darkness and, all the usual fun stuff. But they also can be like messengers and stuff like
Of
that.
death, usually.
All right, but I was
Or
thinking.
just irritating little dudes that
it-
sit on your
it-
windowsill and say nevermore.
True. But I was thinking more along the lines of we have a book that's a cipher. So someone here who's good with code breaking and stuff might be able to,
Cipher it?
yeah.
Well, it's an archaic symbol. Do I know this as with my arcana skills?
Oh, yes. The arcana symbols written around the edge of the wax ring are basically one of a fireball. But you will also notice that this wizard has seemed to have marked around a couple of enhancers, meaning this is not your average little fireball. Apparently, this is a maximized fireball spell that has been stuck onto the wax seal.
Before we tried to open it in the alternate universe. All right, big boom, big bada boom. Boom, big.
It would have also destroyed the message.
Well, us too. It would have destroyed the whole cave.
Well, maybe not me.
Shut up.
You might have got singed. You might have been like.
Also,
You're
Lily,
white.
because you've got your Arcana, the person that did this, the marks are very blatant. I mean, without doing a roll, you easily identified that these marks mean fireball.
Well, I mean, fireballs are pretty,
But, I mean, they could have done it subtly. They could have worked it in.
I think this implies that he's saying that the guy who's using the cipher probably didn't do it.
yes.
Yeah.
No, well, the person who did it, it's not a cipher. They want people to know this message is booby trapped.
Yep. That is a very good astute action. Yeah, basically,
Or they're not.
they could have worked it into the design. Or what was that, Wind? Or
They're not concerned with people finding it.
True.
Because if Kavina here, who's not the thief, hadn't found this slot, we would have missed it entirely. With her non-thiefy skills.
are we going to move on?
Not as smart. Yes.
Are you going to come out from behind that column?
Venezuela, I swear to God, if you don't shut up.
Hashtag blames Venezuela is like our new fucking Venezuela.
You continue down the corridor, and another... Pardon?
Sneakily.
Sneakily, of course. You're doing so amazing with that. The person at the end of the corridor is probably just sitting there going, God damn it, how long does it take these people to come down a corridor? I heard the bear roar an hour ago. We're all ready with our arrows, poison tipped, to kill them as soon as we see them. Come on, hurry up, guys. So, you are leading... We... Pardon?
Maybe they think that we left and we didn't come down the corridor.
Wow, there's a good
'Cause
point.
it took us forever.
So, as you continue, you see it opening up to a wider room. It's a cave that is expanding into something that is wider than the entrance, so you're not too sure, but it looks like the other end is at least 40, 50 feet, because your vision starts to... You can't properly see the far wall, but it looks like you're now bridging into a opening of the cave. This corridor that you've been going down for a while, it seems to be opening up. You can't see... It basically goes off to the sides, you can't really see, and the other side of this little room is just on the edge of your night vision.
Has the tunnel had changed at all? Is it still obviously water created?
Yep. It still is all natural. Wind, and even this room you're going to, it doesn't have a nice smooth floor. It's just still rough, and it's like opening up. There's even a puddle of water in an area. You know what I mean? Like, it's still very cave-like, except for the rug.
Yes.
There is a rug. It is a 10 by 15 rectangular rug, nicely designed, on the floor ahead of you.
This is suspicious.
I'm not trusting of this rug either.
This is a trap.
I think I have ball bearings.
Can we look under the rug to see if there's a pit under it?
Did we touch the rug?
I
Now,
don't have ball
guys,
bearings.
yeah. Oh, is
Siren
it?
should have ball bearings.
Pardon?
I think I do.
I think
Do
Siren
you
does.
need me to give you my ball bearings to do some stuff?
Could I borrow about 10 of them?
Well, I have like a shit ton of them. I have
Right.
two. I have. Do I have 1,000 of them? I have 1,000 of them. I'm sure you can have a couple.
Make sure you take off the ones you give him.
How many do you want exactly?
10.
10?
10 will do, yes.
Now you have 909.
Well, if it's 10,
Could you just picture the poor guy that was selling them to her? 1, 2, 4, 10.
I'm gonna
we weighed
ah.
them.
1, 3. If you weighed them, then there's a chance you might have one more or one less.
I would like to check for traps as I go. And I'm stealthily approaching the rug.
You're definitely going to need to make a reroll if you're going to say you're stealthily approaching the rug.
At 19?
Do you know how that silly that sounds? I'm trying to sneak up on the rug.
I mean, my 19's not good enough?
It's a scary rug. Yeah.
From earlier?
No, you're in a new environment. You're
Okay.
entering a wide cave with a rug. It's
I'll
a
take
fucking
that too.
Persian rug.
Alright.
Why is there a Persian rug in this one?
It's got that detail to it. You know, it's got a nice little detail. Rezzy's got the confused icon up. Huh. Well, you're a little bit off, but so far you think you've got the drop on this rug.
That's good. Now I'm
We're
going to
going to
stand
Boop this rug.
about.
Sorry, you're what?
I'm going to stand about, I don't know, 10 feet away from the rug?
10 feet away from the rug?
Correct?
Okay.
Shit, I should have brought more ball bearings.
Oh my god, 10 wasn't enough.
Do you
Okay,
need some
hold on
more?
a
Do you
second.
need me to
Before you
toss
say
them your
anything else,
way?
Wind, Bina, Lily, he's got the concentration tail twitch going. What are you guys doing as he is approaching the rug, stealthily, sneaking
I'm
up?
watching this shit show, trying to figure out what he's doing because he clearly didn't tell us.
And at this point,
So how far away am I from the rug?
you're about 20 feet away from the rug. The rug is like about 20 feet from the entrance.
Can I tell from this distance, like, is there anything... Can I tell that there's something weird going on with it? I don't
Besides
know
the
if I'm
fact,
saying
as you
checking
mentioned,
for
it's in a
traps.
Besides the fact that there's a rug.
rug in a
I
cave.
mean, obviously, but, like, can I tell if there's... an
Meanwhile, we
intention
cut to the
underneath
story
it?
of these two orcs. We'll make this cave really homely. We brought this rug we stole. Let's put it down here. Oh, spider! Ah, I killed and eat us. They will wonder why we left the rug in the cave.
Like, I guess I know he's gonna try and, like, do something with the ball bearings, but I just want to see if, like, there's an indention or something, like I can tell that there's something underneath it, or...
Yep. Okay, I see what you're saying. That would be perception, not proper investigate, because you're not poking and prodding for the investigate. That would be a
Looking
perception.
from afar, like I just want to look at it
Yep.
real hard, like with squinty eyes.
Right.
Really squinty.
Squinty. You think there might be a bit of wind underneath it. Because you just saw the carpet.
A bit of wind or a bit of air.
There's a hole under there, and if you step on the rug, you fall into it.
Because you just saw the edge of the carpet do a little bit of a ripple.
Can I whisper? Be careful.
I think he's on to that.
Yeah, I know. I think he is being careful right now. Lily, do you do
See a
anything?
thumb stick up in the air.
Got it.
I'm still trying to process what he's doing, and he hasn't told us anything, so...
What are you going to do now, Wind?
Roll the ball bearings on this carpet.
To see if it falls down?
See if it triggers something. That's why I should have brought more ball bearings.
You see him pause, and then, like a master genius, the concentration on his face as you guys slowly watch a ball.
No, all 10 of them.
All 10 of them? So, are you throwing them onto the rug? Are you dropping them down to the rug?
Rolling them. I'm rolling them to land on the rug.
So you're rolling them on the stone to roll onto the rug.
Is there a chair in this room we could just toss on this rug?
Because the cave floor is not flat.
All right, then
There's a
will
good
throw-
chance you'll throw them,
All
and
right,
they'll go
then
all
I'll
over
throw
the
them
place.
onto the rug.
You throw them onto the rug. Whew, you hear the sound of nothing as a soft little pat of little ball bearings land on the rug. Perception roll. Only for Wind. Only for Wind, because he's the one close enough to see this. You do not notice anything out of the ordinary at all. That was a real waste of your time.
Is there a chair in this room?
Do you look around? There
I would like
is
to look
a
around.
chair in this room.
I would like to toss the chair onto the rug.
Is there a rock near me?
There is.
No,
It's a
beside
freaking
that
cave.
chair.
Yes.
I can't hear you. I'm throwing the rock. I'm mad and I'm throwing the rock.
All right. As soon as Wind. As soon as you whoop, you're mad. You turn around. You go for a rock. The hairs in your back of your neck comes up. The carpet lips up and like a manta wraps around you, and you just see sharp teeth all around the edge of the rug.
a rug. Rip.
Please do a strength check to see if it has if it has actually entangled you.
So you weren't far enough away when you threw that rock?
It has a 10-foot reach.
Oh.
It didn't react to the marble because it's intelligent. He turns his back on it.
I mean, if you told me the rock was behind me, I wouldn't have turned around.
Well, it was just the moment of it. You either way, you were about to turn around or whatever. It was more for,
And I didn't mean a giant boulder. I meant like a tiny rock.
And you were making fun of him for sneaking up on the rug.
So, in a Mr. Bean-esque kind of moment, you see this rug wrap itself around into a perfectly round circle, like somebody does that, but the cat's feet are underneath it, walking around as he's this giant rug now moving around. You start to feel the ball bearings that hit the carpet, but what you failed to notice is they didn't roll far because the surface of the carpet was sticky.
We're going to have a waxed tiger in the future.
Ooh.
By the way, there is a slight burning sensation because the stickiness is actually the saliva of this creature that is digesting you.
I'm grossed out.
I assume initiative is...
Yes,
I want to
initiative
try to
would
back.
be quite, yes.
Do we do initiative as well?
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Where is it? There it is.
What is...
Well, we're fucked.
What is this?
Well, I mean, not us. We're fine. It's him that's fucked.
We're fine.
There's a whole
It was nice
species of
knowing you.
creature out there. Some like to take the forms of treasure chests. Others like to look like rugs, carpets, or...
It's a fucking mimic.
You
Oh
made
my-
a freaking mimic of rug.
Yep.
No one makes mimics rugs.
And guess what just happened? If I had put a treasure chest in there of question, everybody and their uncle expects a mimic for it to
I was
be...
already questioning the rug. I just
Of
thought it was
course you
some
were.
Enchanted Persian rugs. Trap thing.
Aladdin.
No, I wasn't thinking that, but yeah.
Well, it's not a magic carpet.
Or
we can find the fuck
Sorcerer's
out of your eye.
Apprentice quicksand rug. Persian.
By the way, as it's wrapped around him, you notice that nice little coloration of the rug is starting to blur like a psychedelic dripping of all the inks, and underneath it is like a shark gray kind of skin color, and it's actually got that shark-like kind of rough skin kind of look to it, as that looks like the creature's natural appearance.
So, are we going to fight this thing now or what?
Yep, you go basically, just tell me how you want to attack Wind, because he's inside of it.
Well, clearly we're not going to be able to light the bitch on fire.
Oh, you could. You could light it on fire.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
What's the
Wind
rug's
might not
turn?
appreciate that. Well, let's see. Is there any weaknesses or anything on it that I can, like, we can maybe hit with an arrow or something that's not going to strike the part where he is?
Okay.
Now I'm assuming it's my turn.
And yes, it is your turn.
Well, I'm assuming I'm grappled.
That is correct. All you have to do is do a strength to break
Nope,
out.
I get to use advantaged acrobatics.
You monkey, monkey, monk. Oh, and by the way, Lily, the chair you wanted to grab, which you didn't question why there was a chair in here as well,
Is it also a mimic?
it's not there anymore. It's moved.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck
gosh.
me! It's a mimic army! The chair, because I'm going to throw a fireball at that bitch.
the chair's gone. Your acrobatics done? Yep, that gets you out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Okay, now can I shoot a fireball up its butt?
Now, the nice thing is, he hasn't had lots of fur ripped off him, because this is more, the adhesive was there, but he does look like, have you ever seen a poor cat that's been soaked, and its hair is all out? He's gooped.
Oh, I'm
He's a
sorry. I
goop-
slurped in my mouth a little bit.
He's a gooped cat. as he kind of, as he just whoop, flips out. He kind of flips one way, a whole bunch of carpet spittle kind of flies through the air, and then the carpet kind of splats on the ground a little bit and just wiggles.
Kill it!
Oh no, fuck the shit, I'm out.
Dire bear, motherfucker, bring it on. Carpet. You know how cats don't like brooms? I just picture his tails all hissed up and he's just hissing at the carpet now. This guy can't walk into a person's house now without fear. Is that a carpet? Where'd you get that carpet?
Nah, I guess I won't do that.
That was your action, though, the acrobatics. I think you can still get a move, though, because I think the acrobatics counted as an action.
Don't move towards any furniture. It's all fucked.
I will take my full movement.
Yep.
Up 40 feet.
That can make it to the other side of the cave. There doesn't look to be any exits to this cave at a quick glance. There are lots of cracks and crevices. There's no natural man-made exit.
And I'm going to hide behind Siren and say, burn it with fire.
I agree.
So earlier, we had Siren with the same reaction with a poor spider, and Wind bravely grabbed her belt and ranked her out of there in time. Now we have the role reversal as a cat saying, kill it, fire! And you're like, I got this, boy. I got this, babe. I got this. Just relax. We got you. We got you, kitty. I'm not going to stroke you because you're icky right now.
I got this. I can handle some mimics.
That's it.
I always knew you were afraid
I
of
will
Rook.
agile parry.
Agile parry? Oh, yes. I'm going to agile parry that shit. So the next would be Kavina. What do you wish to do?
I see the carpet.
Yep.
I'll shoot an arrow at the carpet.
Sure. Roll me an attack roll.
Okay, there's nothing to drop it on, so
Nope. That's why I said roll me the attack roll.
I just put it in here, I guess.
Okay. Arrow goes in. Then there's a poof of grayish purple smoke and the rug's gone.
Hey, I killed it!
I don't trust that it's gone. Like, dead gone.
I think, unfortunately for Wind, his agile parry is gone as he starts twitching about looking everywhere.
By the way, your fur is normal.
The saliva stuff is gone.
There's no slime on him.
So it's slime dyed with it.
Did we
Yes.
see the slime?
Nope, there's no slime.
Like, did we see it originally?
Oh yeah.
Are we going crazy?
Can
Do a crazy check.
I do a crazy check? I will allow you a wisdom roll.
Is that the same as a crazy check?
Yes.
Is this a save or a regular?
This is, you could do a save. Mm-hmm. You guys think you may have fallen prone to an illusionary trap. If you have no reason to doubt the illusion, you don't even get a roll.
We are all crazy.
A little bit crazy. What does Facewell have to say about this? Crazy.
She's got a knife to her throat. There's a guy
Huh?
that's got her. Yeah, the whole time you guys have been distracted.
I got the paper. Glad we didn't give it to her. And I look over to that man and say, "Take her. She's yours." 50 shekels
Do you
is
actually
the effort.
do you actually say that?
No, but I thought it very deeply. I might have thought it out loud enough for only Kavina and
Actually, Wind would have heard it because he's that close. Yeah.
Win definitely heard that. What is holding her? Who's got her? Who is it? Is it a man? Is it a goblin? Do we know this man?
There isn't the scent of lavender, nor is the hair kind of done greasy. The individual is dressed in leathers and looks very roguish.
Well, can we have a conversation with him? Oh,
Juicy
he's
face.
hot.
That is the mayor from the city.
Oh, hey. Hi. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Now, I just realized no one sees this. I'm sorry.
I volunteer as tribute. Can I-
Let me just... There we go.
Lumberjack. Wait, he's not a lumberjack, is he? He was never a lumberjack. Were you ever a lumberjack, sir?
So apparently, this is what Morgan looks like when he's not playing the role of the mayor. Rezzie's like, oh, so Rezzie, do you know how to destroy this campaign? Make the villain look like this. Right there.
Oh, well, why does he get that one side of his lip curling up?
Right?
It's like, ooh, and them eyes.
But he is prone to wearing necklaces around his neck, isn't he? So this, but he's not. He doesn't have as much skin. Legit straight right there. So he doesn't show as much skin. He does have leathers on, and he does have a slight cut to show that nice chiseled chest and that.
I'm looking at the eyes and the lips. I'm not even seeing the chest right now, but I'll get there eventually.
So effectively, Annie's got a slight hood pulled up, but he's basically got her with a knife to her throat. There seems to be some sort of ichor on the stiletto-like tipped dagger at her throat.
Oh, he killed my spider. Sheila, don't get mad. Can I have a conversation with this man?
So I'm gonna say, hey Fasuela, guess what? Those humans you hate, one's got you right now.
Her face, like she's a pale-skinned wood elf. Oh no, it's tanned wood elf, but it's going crimson almost. You just don't go to.
Can I try to talk to this man?
Oh, well, first off, if you wanted her dead, she'd be dead. I think he just wanted to slight something because, as he watched you guys play with that little thing, he just came up, got her ready, and she's been quiet watching you guys react to that illusion.
Is this his illusion?
So he just pauses. So, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I mean,
Hello.
At this point, he just pauses, looks at you, and
oh shit.
you're not a weretiger, are you? You're a tabaxi, aren't you? That word you've only heard your father say once. So, shall we talk? At this point, he kind of pauses. The dagger is starting to loosen, right? But you just see him kind of pause, and his other hand kind of comes up over her mouth a little bit, and you notice the ring on his finger, he twizzles with his thumb, and this purpley gas is released, and her eyes just kind of roll back, and then roll forward again.
Oh,
Just
God,
try to
he's
put
gonna
me to
look at
sleep.
with his hands.
It's just, at that point, did you just try to put me to sleep? He's now got this awkward moment as he tried to put an elf who's got immunity to sleep magic to sleep.
Sir, you can try that on me next.
Well, he knows that he wants to talk to you. He took her out of the equation because she was the only loose cannon. He knows as soon as he pulls his knife away from her, he cannot guarantee her not being a loose cannon.
Can we have a
Hey,
conversation? with
I
this
got
man?
something for you, bud. Here. Just go with me. Here. I hand my swords to Siren. I walk forward. I
Mhm.
grab Pasuela's hands. I'll remove the equation. See, I got her hands. I walk Pasuela with me.
Okay, so he lets,
Next to
he let,
Siren,
yep.
and turn Pasuela around and give her a nice big old hug.
You know what? She may have a hatred. She may hate what this guy has done. But she's smart enough to know that he didn't want to kill us, and right now he might be the only lead we've got.
Also, he might be my future husband in game.
Yeah.
The future Mr.
Though
Lily
you see his
Savona?
hair. His hair could suffer from having too much gel product in it, you know.
I'm not looking at his hair.
That's why the funny thing is, who got that image for us of the wrestler? Was that you and
Resi.
I think, or was it Rezi or Bosco? Because I think it was one of us. Bosco. I think yeah, Butta. I think Butta got.
In the Discord.
When you pop that image in and you look at this guy's image, you can see why I kind of found it funny. Because if you picture him making himself look very Gino-like, that kind of, do you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I found it funny when you use that wrestler. So, yes, she's now being held. He tells you that he is one of the king's ravens. He is a spy, and he was in the area to try and make contact as he knew hobgoblin activity was becoming strong. The previous mayor had already established some sort of trade with a Khan, and now recently their activity has become increased, and you seem to be a group of adventurers that seem to stumble. First thing going, the bounty was established by the now dead hobgoblin, not by me. I no longer have supported the bounty, as I really wanted to talk to you, especially after the incident in town.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sir? Sir? Do you want your cock ring back?
You say that.
No.
I say, hold on, no. You know, sometimes you trust that gut instinct. You sang to a bear, and look what that got you.
That's
Sorry.
true. Maybe I don't say it like that, but Oh, dude, if I do the submissive pose, is this good?
Yeah, hey, it was his book.
Was it his room that I was in?
Yes.
I learned that skill from my
50 Shades of Lavender. She's now. The funny thing is, the picture's gone from hey to hey.
Healthy SM relationship, thank you.
But at this point, guys,
Emotional abuse free.
he introduces himself as Morgan the Raven. And we're going to look at that being kind of bringing it to the end, because we are going to break into a bit of conversation at the beginning, I'm guessing, over tea and bit. No. Effectively, his comment was when you do you say, he basically knows you've taken stuff from him. He does ask if you possess the second rod.
I'm not going to tell him about my rod yet.
What rod?
I need you to... There's an actual skill on your character sheet, guy. This skill is called Deception.
Do I have this rod on me, or did I leave this back home?
You have it with you. You always state you carried it with you.
Okay.
I don't even know. I was
I'm
checking.
just staying silent because I'm just like, I got...
So you're doing a deception of not saying anything. Wind, you're the one that said one rod. So let's just see that deception roll.
Just making bedroom eyes. Is that not good enough
And
with my charisma?
also, taking the fact that he is now also going to be doing an insight roll against your... Ooh.
Do I have to do a deception too?
Holy shit!
Nice.
You see that he actually, you can tell, you said, what, Rod? You actually see for a brief moment in his eyes a little look of concern. Yet he's got other intel that's telling him differently, but your comment actually does give him pause for a second. So bravo. You can see what his bonus was, too.
Nice.
See, it's moments like this, guys. He had a +1 to his deception and got a 19. This guy had a +8 and he rolled a 5. See, the little guy can come out on top at times.
I feel like he's my spirit animal now.
He's my spirit animal now.
We both got that roll fuckery. Yeah, definitely at the end of this game, him and I are getting married. I don't know when and I don't know how. It's gonna happen.
You know the best part is, this is just one of my NPCs.
Well, he's about to be mine.
So that being said, the conversation, he's asking if you guys have the next rod, and from that we will continue next week. We're going to give a proper close down rather than a cliffhanger this time. A note, Butta. We are gonna see. Sorry.
I mean, this is still kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it is. Yes, true. But it's not like you're about to die. Obviously.
No, we're just gonna have a really good conversation with my future husband.
So, guys, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed. This will be going up to YouTube as well. And again, we'll do a quick little sign out, starting from the bottom here with Siren. Again, tell us about yourself. More yourself. We've already seen your character, but more about yourself and those, that may have just tuned in.
Yes, I'm Siren. I variety strum.
Let me hide the picture for you, maybe. That will.
I'm sorry, I'm preoccupied. No, I'm a variety streamer. Mostly we do like JRPGs and stuff. But we do a variety of games, and as you could see, I guess I'm kind of lewd. And apparently now we know my type. I mean, Lily's type.
Look at the face. Kind of changes it. You just see Stormy's head popping out the side, going.
Basically, anyone could see that Lily and him would make beautiful children together.
And wait, we can actually put that up. Where is it? And doot. There we go. Boop. Oh yeah, it's your camera's hiding it. I've got each one of your pictures, so if you don't make it. And then we have Bit Rabbit.
I mean, I like video games.
I like video games.
If you watch the YouTube videos, you will know. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
That was a cat. I'm open. Keep your eye. If that door creeps open slowly and there's a knife and a guy with a pig mask, I'm just gonna take it. Look at Sheila's face.
That's the latest season of freaking American Horror Story.
And Sheila.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Hi. I don't do too much. I don't actually stream a whole lot. It's very rare and far in between. I mostly lurk and mod for amazing people.
And she is an amazing mod. There we go. And as for Butta, who couldn't make it, currently he's suffering some problems with internet connection and things going on in his own life. So he hasn't been able to make it the last couple of times. He does apologize, and hopefully I'd like to see more of him in the future because he's a great guy. And thank you very much for watching. And next week we shall continue this quest. Thank you very much for watching, and go watch Siren. I think she's streaming something now. No.
I'm streaming homework. Are we gonna do a homework IRL stream?
I'll do the music. Just have it'll be in real life, and we'll just have song requests up and just watch you working.
Do my homework.
That legit? No. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.